Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?
Or the bat like story from here. It was, I don't know, it was a very weird little interview bit. But the main thing I bring up is that, so you and I have been debating for the entire run, like, is Alfred alive, or not alive, but like, is Alfred a ghost, or like, is Bruce hallucinating? Is it a hologram? Right? Like, we don't know. And Fraction was asked that, like, so is that a hologram? Is he? And Fraction did the, like, you know, cheeky comic writer thing, but he was like, what? Alfred's dead. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what, hologram? No, Alfred's dead. So I'm like, oh, it looks like Bruce is losing his marbles, probably. And now I think, like, that'll bring him into conflict with Katie, or right? Like, no. Okay, so, yeah, so there's, Dr. Zeller is her name, is that scientist in Batman. I have a friend, her name is Katie Zeller. And so I'm always like, and she looks like almost one-to-one to Dr. Zeller, right? And I'm just like, I always like screw it up in my head. But yes, Dr. Zeller. Yeah, oh yeah, just trust me, I know. I'd be lying. Look, man, it's just, there's history, okay? You don't want to get into but you never know. But anyway, yeah, like, I always screw up their names. But yeah, Dr. Zeller, especially with like the Joker reveal, which we'll get into, because that's confusing to where we are right now, right? With what unfolded in DC K.O. this week. Like, it's frustrating. We'll get into it. But guys, everybody out there, how are you doing? It is Thursday night. We are back for Foil Variant. Just about what? Were we late at all? We were like an hour late, right? But that's just because we had things on our plate. But we're still here. We're here to talk. What? It's missing. What the frick? It shouldn't be. Why aren't you coming through, Andrew? Say something now. Weird. I think I know what's happening. Yeah. There we go. Okay, now say something. There we go. It's the whole like sources thing and everything. You know what I mean? Right? So, thanks, Tina. I know who that is, but yeah, otherwise we would have gone another hour without us hearing you, which is fine. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, guys,
perfectly fine.
we have a lot to talk about this week, right? We have DC K.O. that continues to, like, be rough, I think is probably the best way to put it. Like, like you and I have been talking about, there are cool moments, and then
there
overall...
are absolutely cool moments. Yeah, DC K.O., this is the best way I can describe K.O., okay? Here it is. DC K.O. is a middling, nonsensical event that has a handful of genuinely badass moments.
It really feels like the comic book equivalent of, like, this isn't Scott Snyder writing this. This is Zack Snyder writing this. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, there are lots of big, edgy moments. There's especially one in this issue where I just, like, rolled my eyes. I think you're going to know.
Pain, man.
You and I haven't even talked about it yet, but I think you know there's a moment in KO where I was just like, this isn't even cool stupid. This is just stupid. Like, I can't believe we're doing this. So, yeah, and then, like, how do we get to the next big moment? I don't know. Just make it happen. So, DC K.O. continues to be frustrating. We got the closeout to Immortal Legend Batman, which was satisfying. Like, it was good, even though it really...
that was a good mini. I'm happy to grab the hardcover deluxe whatever special. I hope they pull a freaking Dark Knight's Metal with that. And since it's like a tokusatsu type inspired thing, give me a shiny embossed,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Dust jacket for that, and I think that would be rad.
I want that so bad. I was thinking about that earlier, and it reminded me of, do you remember how disappointed we were? So last year's Comic-Con, guys, the official DC booth, they were advertising, all their exclusives, and some of their items were the first volume of every Absolute series or Trinity, so Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, with like a Jim Lee alternate cover. For issue 1, Jim did a variant for each of them, and they used that for these covers. And Andrew and I were like, oh man, this is going to look so cool. They're going to go like metal on it. They're going to go and do...
Which Absolute is the perfect universe to do that with.
And especially at the time when like I think at the time Superman had just dropped, like just finished that like first trade run, and hyper levels were, they're still growing all the time, but that was a really good moment to capitalize on that. And we thought it was hardcover. We thought it would be foiled or embossed or something. And then I get to the front of the line and they're like, oh, it's just a trade paperback. And Andrew and I were like, then no. Then how about no? Like, forget that.
Not even a hardcover. Like, that was insulting.
I don't think they've even done one yet. Like a hardcover for Batman or Wonder Woman.
For the Absolute books?
Yeah. Have they done hardcovers? Oh. I didn't even know you've been grabbing them. Like, that's like one you've never talked about. Oh shit.
So I actually...
But I bet you don't have The Martian in there because you're a bad person.
I do not have Absolute Martian Manhunter. I have... It's funny. This one had been sold out at my shop.
Okay.
Since like the first week. So I didn't grab it then. So I didn't get this one until just yesterday in the mail because I had to order it off of Amazon because my shop didn't get restocked until like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And at that point, like this thing was going to ship to me soon. And I already made the purchase. And I was like,
so you're like,
it's too much of a hassle.
To like
go through all of that.
Cancel.
Ordinarily, I would have preferred to support my shop. And that's where I got, that's where I got, volume 1 of Wonder Woman. That's where, as you can see, there.
I wish Pegasus there was a shot right there when you pulled up Wonder Woman where the light hit the wrapping and it like highlighted Pegasus's eyes, and I'm like, dude, why are they foil that? That's so cool.
They're missing the boat with that.
They really are.
The Absolute Superman and Absolute Flash, even though it sucks.
Sucks so bad. He's not even included in like the first ever multiversal group shot. Like that's really bad.
Yeah, he's the only one not there. What the hell?
You know who did get there? The guy who got his head bashed in after 4 panels. I was gonna say,
like, why is Ollie here? He literally got his head caved in by Abs Hawkman. The first issue he shows up.
So even by the
first appearance and his death issue be the same issue.
Even like I was laughing about this, and we'll get into it, but it's like even by the logic that they used to get the Trinity into this fight, it doesn't make sense because they pulled him from like
logic, but
it is, but like they pull him from the like immediate future. But Ollie's dead. Like there is no point where Ollie's alive here. Like he's been dead for a good long while. So I don't know what's happening over there. But let's see. What were we even talking? Oh yeah, you got all those trades. Yeah, like I'm hoping Batman not hoping, but I know like Batman will get a really nice Absolute edition, right? Like, and I want those. Like, I know those are going to be great. Mm-hmm. Let's see, what else do we got this week? We got Immortal Legends. We've got DC K.O. We have more Venom, which another solid issue, but I kind of feel like they are treading water I mean, like,
I feel like
to the next
you know,
issue.
yeah, it feels kind of like, and I still had a lot of fun with it actually. I still
I love
genuinely
it.
enjoy the interactions between MJ and Venom. Like
Yeah,
their
Al is doing
dynamic is
great
the most
with it. Yeah.
it's the most fresh and fun that Venom has been in a really long time.
Yeah. It's
And I know
almost
there are a
like,
lot of people that hate it for no other reason than the fact that MJ is the one bonded
Then
with Venom
I know.
currently. Like
Yeah.
that's their only reason. It's like you got to give a better reason for that. Oh, it's horrible. Why is it horrible? Because MJ shouldn't be bonded with. Why shouldn't she be bonded? Give me an actual narrative reason. Why is this nonsensical? Why doesn't it work?
It's such a
It
weird
actually
complaint,
works
right?
really well.
You and I talk about this, like, it's such a weird complaint because House of Status Quo, like, that's what we always call it, and we always beg, like, can we please go forward? Can we please just get any growth? And now, like, a big majority of comic readers are like, no. Don't let anything happen with MJ or the Venom symbiote, which is like, sorry guys.
Right. Like I've seen people say, like, in order for like the Venom book to be good, Eddie needs to be the symbiote host. It's like, that's one factually untrue, because the book was almost at its peak with Flash Thompson.
Yeah, exactly. The Agent Venom stuff. Right? That's insane.
Yeah.
Who else has been
it's just a ridiculous claim, and I don't understand.
And, you know,
a genuine reason. I am open to genuine reasons. Like, why does this narratively not work to you? Why does it not make sense to you? Maybe you're seeing something I'm not, right? I'm okay and open with that.
We would be, yeah.
The reasoning is never there. The justification, the argument is never present. It's always just, I hate this. This is dumb. Well, okay. Like, you just can't be made happy with this. That's fine. Okay. Well, you know what? Marvel is Marvel, and eventually Eddie will be Venom again. And then if you want, you can buy the book. Like, I don't understand why this is such a big deal right now. Like, Venom has gone through multiple symbiote hosts.
Yeah.
Some of which I'm not a fan of, right? Like, I'm not a gigantic fan of Matt Gargan, though I like the design, actually.
That's the only other
was kind of like, wow, that's kind of
like, that's the only other non-Eddie Flash MJ that I like as a host, because they didn't try to play him as, like,
and that's fair,
our Venom, you know what I mean? Like, they very much leaned into, like, oh, he's getting, like, you know, possessed by the symbiote, like, he's leaning into, so like, that was cool to me narratively. Do I like him as like, in general, like, if I were picking my champions of symbiotes, would I pick him? Hell no. But for what he was at the time, I had a lot of fun with those Dark Avengers and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like, even what's even weirder about it is, like, okay, you want Eddie back as Venom, like you said, just wait. That is status quo. You're gonna get that back.
Status quo, and it's Marvel, and it's Spider-Man office Marvel, so it's always gonna cycle back to the same old BS.
Like not to beat a dead horse, but like, if that's what you want, like Eddie Venom, you are going to get that. It's not the same level of, like, what the hell Marvel Crisis as someone like me, right? Who's like, I just want to see Ben Reilly be a hero. That's not a status quo they care about anymore. Like, they've thrown that out. So I have I'm going to go like, oh my God, this sucks. Like, when will Ben come back? Yeah. And then, like, you know, but with Eddie, it's coming. It's going to probably happen by the end of Death Spiral. By the end of the year, he'll be Venom again. Right?
Yeah, I'm sure by the end of Death Spiral, Carnage is going to get killed. Venom's going to bond back with Eddie. Don't know what's going to happen with the status of MJ and Pete. Carlos Gomez was, you know, teasing that cover preview of MJ and Pete.
But we know
that probably doesn't mean anything other than it's Carlos Gomez drawing MJ and Pete together, which makes us happy to look at.
I think that's literally all it is, right? Like, oh yeah, it's a bait and switch, because it's like, oh, Peter and MJ finally have a heart-to-heart. Like, they've done that before.
What does that mean?
They've done that before, and it's gone. Technically, you could say the interaction she had with Ben over in Amazing, when she, like, went to, like, check on Peter, yada yada.
Yeah,
that was a heart-to-heart.
And it was actually Ben.
Yeah, like, you could say that was a heart-to-heart too, and that went really bad for MJ, right? I saw something that was so wild, and I guess we'll start with Venom after this, because we're clearly talking about it.
We're just talking.
Yeah, we're just talking about it. So here, I'll at least
Clint talk.
Yeah, right. I'll just how dare you? We're gonna go over to at least just pull it up. But I started seeing people talking about that scene where Ben tells off MJ, right? And they were like, this is like the only good scene of the Amazing run, because you know what? MJ frankly needs it, with all the ways she's, like, jerking around Peter over the years. And I'm like, I get what you are saying, But that,
But
like,
two things are incorrect about the statement.
it's like,
one, it's editorial jerking around
yeah,
Peter. Two, that wasn't Peter.
that wasn't
It
Peter.
was
I know.
Ben.
But that's where they're like, at least, Ben gave her a taste of romance. But I'm like, it's not even her fault, right? Like, it's not an actor's fault
Yeah.
if a movie is exceptionally poorly written. But, like, yeah, I'm just like, dude, leave MJ alone. MJ's fine. MJ's fine.
I remember when, like, the week that issue came out, there was a ton of people, like, just because obviously there were people that don't actually read comic books, certainly not these ones. They were, just posting polls off of, free comic book sites or whatever of that panel or page where she's telling off, or
Where Ben's telling her
Peter
off.
is
Yeah,
telling off
Peter.
off MJ, and them, going wild about it, like, oh, finally, like, she
I
gets what
remember
she
that.
deserves. Good for you, Peter. And I'm like, I slide into the comments like, hey, bro, that's Ben Reilly.
It's not even him. Like, you're
That's
completely off base on
Thank
every
you for
single
revealing
level.
you don't read comic books. People who
course.
don't read comic books are really good at advertising that they don't read comic books. You
It's-
just gotta listen to what they say.
It's really, really. Didn't you like? Oh, I feel like you tagged something really, really obvious earlier this week. I can't remember what it was, but you were like, "This person does not read and I was like, "No, of course they don't." I don't know. It happens a lot. That's how you can tell.
It does happen.
We
frequently.
get confused over this.
It's comics Twitter. Like, comics Twitter is populated by people who, surprise, surprise, don't read comics.
It's like MCU Twitter, but somehow dumber. Like
It's
even
somehow
more like
ridiculous.
bury their head in the sand. Like it's so. I genuinely don't get it. But what I do get, Andrew, is more Al Ewing, Carlos Gomez Venom. We are here again. Gomez is back after a 2 or 3 issue break, I believe he was on.
Yeah.
Probably. We don't know why, but you and I have both speculated it's probably Death Spiral related. Just, he's probably drawing something over there. You got to put your time in on that. So
do we actually know who the interior artist for that event is?
No, because it's one of those events that jumps around every book. So there's not one art. Like there's gonna be like an Alpha and an Omega, I think.
So it's not like Ebon War.
No, it's not like Ebon War. It's gonna be more like a Absolute Carnage, or not Absolute, Extreme Carnage was. Remember? Just crossing over into things. So it'll be like, or like the other. That's the better comparison, right? Where it was like multiple issues of each series. It's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
But then the Marvel thing of like Alpha issue, Omega issue, which I don't know. How do you feel about those? Like, I know they're not new, but do you like Alpha or Omega issues, or would you rather just have it like a normal issue in the event, if you would?
I like having the events, like the main issues of the events, all be their own run, like their own book.
Yeah.
That way, like, because inevitably you're good. Honestly, that's good for the publisher because that allows them to do multiple different variations. of the
Right,
release.
yeah.
They can do the trade, which is just the main event, right?
Oh,
The
I
5 or
didn't even
6
think about
issues,
that.
whatever.
Yeah.
And if they want, they can do a hardcover of that as well, though they seem to shy away from that more these days. Because hardcovers, as somebody who's in publishing, let me tell you,
Oh, buddy.
hardcovers are 1, expensive, 2, they take longer to print. There are materials that your printer, even if they're a printer that is well stocked by their suppliers, hardcovers are harder to come by. But then eventually you can release your big fat
Jeez.
omnibus, right? That has everything in it, and then it's perfectly fine to have all the tie-ins and all of that crap, right, added in. So I prefer. Maybe I'm just old school that way. I like having the events being their own book, like with KO. I don't plan on getting the collected edition of KO. At least unless like issue 5, the finale just bangs like a mother, and like Superboy Prime comes in like a wrecking ball and just saves.
Oh
the
yeah,
whole
where the
thing.
fuck is he?
He's
right.
supposed to be on
He's
his
supposed
way,
to be on
right?
that Earth. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. There is no chance that he doesn't show up
No, he has to.
because he's the new Superman, at least for a time after KO ends. And so he's got to show up and do something. So he's probably the one who shows up and saves the fact that everybody just died. Everybody just got
I
their
bet
butts
you.
kicked.
I bet you he's gonna do
And
a
he's going to
last
come
minute.
in with some Silver Age crap and just crack everybody back to
I actually
back to
think
life.
Because of sort of, it sucks because like the event, like we've said, the event's stupid, but it's not like entirely stupid. Oh yeah, welcome back to wine. I forgot that dry January is over. But like shit, what were we talking about? DC K.O. Prime. I feel like they're gonna have a moment where like Superman is about to like sacrifice hit Darkseid or something, right? And like it's all over, and then Prime, you're gonna turn that page, and it's gonna be a recreation. Like Prime's coming out of the atmosphere. It's gonna be that touchdown from Infinite, right? Where Connor tackles Prime to like stop him from killing Dick.
Kind of a recreation of that.
Yep, but just like flipped. I feel like because you just reminded me that he's supposed to be here. That's all we can really do at this point is wait for that. But before we get to KO, because we definitely will, let's get back to Venom, because we're getting completely off track here with Venom. So back here with, oh yeah, there we go. Mark it down. We're still getting the screwed up recap page. I have no idea what's happening in this book.
That is crazy,
dude. It's been like 2 years.
It's been since all new Venom started.
Like the very
so
first
however
one.
many issues in we are.
That's
like,
the hard. Well, that's the hard part.
Because
I know because we jumped.
First arc, they shifted from the new numbering back to legacy numbering. I'm like, well, now I just don't know how to count anymore. So.
Which I hate it so. Like, how do you qualify these books, right? Like, it's hard. But yeah,
dumb.
At least we know it's cool in print. But yeah, digital, we're still getting really weird text issues. But anyway, if you guys remember last issue, we left off on sort of they're selling it as like our climactic arch enemy versus hero fight. You know, Madam Mask versus
but we know
MJ.
It's not.
It's just weird. Like you and I talked about it. Madam Mask has no specific grudge against MJ, right? Like
no,
MJ
and
foiled
she doesn't have
one
much in the
plan.
way of motivation here either.
But you know what? In this issue, I will say, I was better with Madam Mask being an antagonist just because of how they frame it all. And let's get into it because it made more sense than like, I just want to be, in a thorn in MJ's side, or, oh, MJ keeps ruining all my plans, right? So basically we get a pretty knockdown, drag out fight. Very, very upsetting in the second panel. There's a little sausage dog, like a little dash shot that almost gets crushed. I was like, Sparky, I can't do it. I can't do another Sparky. My heart's not strong enough. But admittedly, I like a lot of what Al does here because, they're fighting and even MJ goes like, or Madam Mask goes like, look, there are children behind you. And MJ goes like, oh, you wouldn't hurt children. You tried that before and it was a dud. And she goes, I wouldn't. But you would, and if I threw you hard enough. And I'm like, that's pretty villain. Like, I like that. That's one of those like rule skirtings of villains. I like that. So with that move, I actually laughed at this because last second move, they're flying at the kids. They shoot down a high pressure water cannon and fly up, and it stops them. But that water cannon is made of like high pressure symbiote waste. So like I laughed. I was like, oh, you're basically like your symbiote poop and pee using it.
I was about to say, that's kind of gross.
But
when you frame it like that, it's kind of
right.
Gross.
But then Andrew, I was really like, ow, you son of a, it's so simple, but it's so good. Like they expel all that waste and MJ notes that they did that, but then they land and the symbiote goes like, okay, we did that. But now I don't have enough mass to make webs. And I was like, oh my God, like, ow. Somebody.
I like when writers get at least a little more technical and remember that there are some things that you can leverage as like drawbacks and hurdles and speed bumps for your characters. Otherwise, everything just kind of feels a little contrived.
Well, because I think, with the popular culturalization of the black suit, especially after Spider-Man 3, like think of all the video games and stuff. They really lean on like, you get the suit, you get unlimited webs, right? And so like I think people forget that it's not technically unlimited. Like it's being generated by, that's why you eat a lot of stuff and whatever. And so it's just one of those things that you and I, love, where it's like, you remembered that this is a thing, because you and I sure as hell remember it's a thing. But from there, again, just a really drag out fight. They're, bashing each other. Madam Mask, takes a moment to attack the cops, yada, yada, yada. Pretty good general superhero fight. And this is where
solid. I liked that moment when Venom Super Saiyan, like what is it, 1.5s or whatever, where he gets like ultra buff there. I was like,
yeah, right here.
He's like, you forget, like, one of the first things I learned was how the human body worked.
Yeah, because Eddie was a gym freak. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a freaking gym rat.
I will be honest though, Andrew, I got so mad when I got to this panel where MJ is using the, symbiote to get buffer, because I have an original character who does exactly that. Like, he duplicates his cells to like make more skin and bone, or to get like a giant arm to punch or bulk himself up.
You haven't told me about that.
No, I haven't, but I was like, Ewing, you son of a bitch. Like it's minor, but it was definitely like just a fun moment where I was like, you son of a fart. But this is what I was talking about, Andrew, regarding like Madam Mask's motivation in this series, because in this fight, MJ does call out like, what are you doing? Like, what's the point of this? Like, why can't you just fight me? And she's like, well, I either take care of you loudly or I take care of you quietly, and loudly gets me free advertising for AIM, right? And she kind of establishes that like she's pitching like this is my AIM now. Like, let me show you how much better we can be. And I was like, that is such a better motivation to bring her into conflict with MJ.
And just, I'm going after MJ because I'm gonna go after MJ.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I wish we had learned that sooner, though. It
would
would have made her
sooner.
Like 2 issues ago. It would have made her motivation far stronger.
Because I was even thinking it yesterday when I picked it up. Like, I saw Madam Mask on the cover, and remember, guys, like her big scene with MJ is MJ just like Madam Mask is in the courtroom when when the AIM guy is on trial, and she stops the AIM guy tries to stop the AIM guy from escaping, and then captures Madam Mask, but she escapes too. So it's like she's just pissy for one, like, dang, they almost got me. Which is, does that not happen with every Marvel hero, like, every day? I'm sure Daredevil has tried to stop you, like, just while you were going to meet MJ for this fight.
You're in New York, woman. Like, what do you want? It's populated by so many superheroes.
Like, and so you just, like, it's not the right reason to get mad at MJ, right? It's like going to New York and being like, dude, everybody's a Yankees fan, I hate it, or a Mets fan. It's like, well, yes, duh. Like what did you expect being around here, Madam Mask? But yeah, we get that's the other thing I wanted to highlight is I love Ewing and especially Gomez for playing, like we've talked about this before, but like playing with that symbiote form, that biology, right? Like becoming a submarine or eating the bomb and like blowing out really big. And we get another moment of that here, which is really, really cool, where Madam Mask is, she drops onto Venom, has him pinned down, him and MJ can't move, and MJ goes, you don't have to, twist your entire body around, like, you're goo, just be twisted. And so Venom literally, like, does, like, the cartoon thing, where he, like, turns his torso around, basically. Like, he just flips the goo, so now he's looking back at Madam Mask. And, like, you can even see it in some of these panels where he's still like backwards legged.
Yeah.
And actually it's not even his chest. It's just his head. Cause he's like, you can still see that's his back in panel 1. So
yeah. Madam Mask goes gross.
Yeah. And yeah, I like that too. She's like, ugh, disgusting. Your head's on backward. And I'm like, yeah, that would be pretty gross to see. And then they get
probably even grosser to hear.
Like, but like, yeah, probably just like all the swishing around and like,
yeah.
And because it's like a symbiote, it's got to have like hard cartilage to make bones or whatever. So yeah, it's probably not the best thing to hear. But then we get another great, again, just using Venom.
This moment, I love this moment down there at the bottom, especially with like the face. Like it reminds me of when he ate the bomb back in was that issue 1 or 2 of All New Venom?
That's like 2 or 3. It's okay. Very, very early.
Like super early on in All New Venom.
And he's
blows boom. And just the big wide eyes and the big grin. Like, man, that's fun. That's comics to me. Like the MJ Venom is fun.
Yes.
It's genuinely fun and creative. Like this is the most inventive.
That's the big thing.
This is the most
is
inventive we have seen Venom be in a very long time. Like,
because
Peter didn't do anything special, really. Like, the most special thing Peter did with the symbiote was what? Creating chains in Ebon
oh, and
War.
Ebon, I thought you were gonna go with like the most creative thing he did was use it to go into street clothes, right? Like that was the most
Like,
creative.
yeah, okay, so that's all right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh wow, my
But
suit can also go into regular clothes.
But
Cool. Like
Eddie's not Eddie's not smart enough to do anything particularly inventive with he's not a complete idiot, but he's
he's
a
a brute.
barbarian.
He's a yeah,
right?
exactly. Yep. He's
a barbarian.
brawn.
All of his point investment went into strength and endurance.
Well,
right?
I was going to bring it up. Like the last time we saw creativity in how Venom fights was King in Black, and that was really just Eddie making a really big cosmic axe, right? Which is like that is the most meathead
You're
way
still
you could
just
have done
making a
that.
big,
Yeah.
like barbarian weapon, right? Like
Yeah, exactly.
you're just proving my point, Eddie. Right? Like
So,
and it's
but
cool. It's so cool, but I love it's like the distinction that Jeff Johns made, right, with the Green Lantern.
yes,
Where
actually,
each one
I
of
really
them
like that.
utilizes their will in different ways. They flex it in different ways because their minds, they're each individuals, right? They
Right.
work differently. So they approach it, even though they're all leveraging will, they're
And
approaching
using
it
a
from a
ring, same
different
weapon.
aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
right. So it brings out the individuality in them. And I like
And-
that Ewing's doing this with the symbiote here because it's showing us more about MJ.
Exactly. And like I didn't really think about it until you started talking about it there, but like, you know, think of when Eddie would like Peter gets a symbiote, right? Like he's already a natural born superhero. He's like an experienced hero by the time he gets he's fighting in the Secret War, right? When he gets
Yeah.
it. So
He's been Spider-Man for more than a few minutes.
right, exactly. So he puts on the suit. Obviously the first instinct is to just use that to enhance himself. Like my webs and my suit. Then you give it to Eddie, and Eddie's the barbarian, so when he puts it on, that's when we start just getting like brute force. We're gonna like punch a lot of things.
Scary strength.
Right, exactly. But then you get to MJ. MJ doesn't have even really super. Yes, she's been jackpot, but that's not really been in the same level of stakes as going up against AIM or Scar or like Doc Ock, right? So like you see a lot of she gets into a situation, and whereas Peter and Eddie would go on instinct, like, throw him off or, Peter web something and like hit him in the head. She has she takes an extra beat because she doesn't genuinely know what to do. So she's actually like able to really take in everything because she's kind of more desperate. So she's like, oh, you're a symbiote. You don't have to like just turn your body, right? Like she does that a lot, but it's always after taking like a pretty significant hit. So I really like that. Also, on that note, let me just ask you really quick.
Hold on. I just remembered that I have the trade for this, and so I had to pull
you
up
do?
that panel.
Oh,
where
shoot.
he swallows the bomb.
Oh, it's so good. And then he just...
That's fun as hell, man. This is
that
comic book.
I think that was the moment where you and I were like, oh, this book is actually going to be like something special. Like this isn't just
like
a gimmick book. Like
Al Ewing's cooking. Like,
yeah,
he's
we were
not
like,
just giving
oh
us
shit,
another Venom book. Because he could do that and it'd probably still be good because he was
oh
already
yeah,
writing
absolutely.
Venom, right? He was writing Venom for a few years prior to Ebon War.
I think he takes over after Kate's. So like that's a pretty big.
I think I want to,
or I think there might be somebody in between.
There's just like a mini, I think, in between, or just a few issues in between. I have to double check because I still need to get.
I know after that
for Ewing. Now that I have all of Kate's runs, sans Marvel. I know you don't watch our show, but if you do, I'm gonna need you to reprint the Absolute Carnage Omnibus. Okay. Because I am not paying $350 secondhand for that thing.
Oh, yes, your ass.
This is money that you are missing out on.
It is.
I could give the money to you. I'm not going to give it to some jackass on eBay or Amazon.
Let's see. What date was that even? 2019 is the last time that book got a print. Oh, wait, that's just that's the ebook. Let's Oh, and also your prices are wildly outdated. Amazon right now, $1,130 for a used copy. 1,000 here.
No.
1,000
You
fucking
are
percent.
full of symbiote waste.
Nope, I just used it to jump over the wall. And you have to pay delivery. And your ass has to pay delivery. Have fun with that one.
My God in heaven. What are we doing here?
Okay, the 2020, so about the same time. But see, guys, I bring that up because that was literally the last time they ever printed that. They've never reprinted it. I don't think they've even reprinted like the piecemeal versions, like the trades and stuff. Like it is just
The trades
off their
I can still
radar.
reliably find for it, either sticker price or
Okay,
like
good.
just above it. Like,
Then-
and by just above it, I mean by like $3 to $5.
Yeah, I was
which
gonna
is,
say like
whatever.
$5. Yeah, which is like it's
And even
even
on
more
sale still sometimes on Amazon.
and like that's
the regular
good
trade.
because like I would expect them to have more of the trade paperbacks just in general everywhere. But what makes me like blows my mind especially about this one is that they didn't move on this for Let There Be Carnage, right? Or for Venom 3. Like I don't know why you wouldn't immediately jump on those and get this out there, especially after Null shows up, right, in Last Dance, because then you go, oh, you guys really like that guy? Here's everything that leads up to it, because unfortunately you do have to read Absolute Carnage to get the whole like spiral and cult thing and
right,
weirdness.
Then you get the context for moving into King in Black.
That's where you start. Isn't this where they wake him up? Yeah, like this is where I think it ends with Null like stirring in the middle of the planet, like, oh, somebody is like trying to usurp my throne as king of the symbiotes. And
right, because at the end, if I'm remembering correctly, and I've got a little bit of rereading to do, those omnibus collections are so
dude,
big.
they're so big.
If I remember correctly, after Eddie defeats Carnage at the end of that event, that's when Null is like, who's trying to challenge me for the
oh,
title of King in Black.
it's because Eddie like strips the Carnage symbiote of the like spiral cult like power, and that was his first instance of like symbiote godhood, like really tap, and that's where Null was like, I sense a disturbance in the force. Yeah, that's right.
Basically,
yeah, so
yeah.
You really need this one to get that. And then, I mean,
because essentially right now this collection is not just the collection is incomplete, but like if you were to have this lined up properly, that would be shifted over there.
It would be right there. Yeah.
And then Absolute Carnage would be right here. Well, I'd have to move Ultimate.
And that's a
Spider,
giant.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's like a giant chunk. And
because that was a line-wide event. It was huge. Like everybody showed up in that event practically.
Any spider-related person, like,
and not other characters, like you had Wolverine, you had Cap.
I was gonna say, yeah, you had the Avengers, you had Scream got a mini series out of that. That doesn't happen, right? Like that's where
Scream of all people.
That cover that we were looking at earlier from DNA, that's where it came from, and I was like, oh man, like that's right. So no, please, Marvel, just get on. I don't understand it. Even especially with Death Spiral coming up. Right, like this is going to be the culmination of everything.
Opportunity. You capitalize on that marketing,
right?
You just put an ad in the back of those issues. This is free marketing. You advertise your vet omnibus from Kate's. You advertise. You also what you do is you release the omnibus of Al Ewing, this size omnibus.
Yes.
From Al Ewing's run.
First part of it.
Because right now there are the multiple like smaller ones, which is why I haven't grabbed those yet. Because at this point, like my Venom collection is primarily these larger ones. So I need to keep them uniform because OCD.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You advertise all of those, and you announce you're doing new reprints of like some of the other ones, and all I ask, because it doesn't have to be the same original cover, all I ask is just keep the uniformity of how the spines look. That's it. Yeah, right? That's all I need. You can make a new cover. You know,
just asked for like
it'd make more sense to use the same main event cover, and that's what they've done historically.
I know.
I don't trust anybody these days.
That's the thing, is like that's like you say that, and that's unfortunate. Like to me, that's the most insane ask I've heard of in a long time, because like It
Please
just
keep
doesn't
the spines
happen.
the same, right?
I'm looking
how
at my
dare
compacts
I?
again, and they're all they
Oh,
flip it up
God.
halfway through the compact publishing, and it's
They were
like,
even halfway. It was like right after
yeah, that's right, the first wave.
set,
Yeah.
right? Because Court of Owls was part of the first wave, which there was like what 2 or 3 of them, right? 2 or 3 different compacts at
Yeah,
first.
yeah, or like 4 or something. Yeah,
That they
very
launched? Yeah,
low
it wasn't a
amount.
ton, right? And so they have, this more simplistic DC
Like the
logo.
black one, yeah.
Yeah, and then they switched to the bullet, and they've reprinted Court of Owls since. What's
Oh,
interesting
they
is
did?
that
Does it have the
yeah, they
bullet?
did. It has the bullet,
Oh.
and it's thicker. So they
Thick?
changed the paper stock.
Huh.
Yeah, it's the same width now as Hush. Whereas you look at these right here, they're not.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
probably
wow.
tough
No,
to
no,
see
yeah.
on the
No, no.
camera.
You can actually see it on camera. Like, it's there. That's like
Yeah.
it's just barely, like probably like an issue or two thicker, but
it's
wow.
the same.
So
Because they use a different cover stock as well. So
Really?
these are the things that I pay attention to now being in
yeah,
publishing.
obviously, yeah.
So both the paper stock for the interiors and the cover that they use,
How did
completely
you
different stock.
because like that's something I would have noticed too. How did you even go about like picking up another issue? Like I just have never physically moved to like look or pick up, like not buy, but like physically like hold another
So
Court of Owls. How'd you do that? Yeah.
Every week that I go to my shop, or sometimes every other week that I go, I'll like thumb through their turntable
Ah.
that they have all of the DC compacts on, just to see like do I, especially if it's a week where I have fewer books to
Yeah,
pick
just
up.
like
I tend to use that as an opportunity to grab either a trade for something that I
or
want
like a
as part of
nice
my collection,
cover.
or
Yeah.
or one of the compacts. And if I'm like, well, I don't have my normal amount of like variant covers that I'm grabbing this week, that's a little money that I could maybe toss towards building out the compact collection, right?
Yeah.
And so I noticed that a couple of weeks back where I was like, this is not my Court of Owls. This is different from my Court of Owls, because I have a kind of a tactile
Oh, yeah,
memory,
of
and so I
course,
could
yeah.
feel, I'm like, this is not the same cover as my Court of Owls, nor is it the same thickness. And I'm thumbing through the pages, I'm like, this is not the same paper stock either. I'm
Is
like,
it
huh. So
what's
I'm
the
actually
difference in the
genuinely
stock?
I'm genuinely considering grabbing the new version to have to
I
compare.
kind of am too, now that you bring that up. Like that's so
so-
interesting.
What it is they changed to, and it's a slight difference. So
Oh,
the
I'm
paper
sure.
stock that they're using now is and this might seem counterintuitive, it's a slightly thicker paper stock, but it's also lighter.
Thicker but lighter?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that the thickness makes the book thicker, like Hush is, or like how the Superman Batman.
Right, yeah, those are the two. So I grabbed off my shelf to compare. Like I have the Superman one, and then I got the one we just got, which is that White Knight one.
The
and
White Knight one.
It
The
doesn't
White
seem like
Knight
there's
one
any
should
difference
be the
in
same
that
paper
one.
stock as
Yeah,
the newer
I was gonna
ones,
say
because
like
that's a
it
newer
didn't.
release.
Okay, but like it doesn't. It feels
Where-
only like slightly thicker.
So the new paper stock they're using, I forget the term, but it's actually similar to the paper stock we used for the
Yeah.
first Ed McGuinness.
Yep.
For our first Rippazine at the Rippaverse, which is closer in tactile form to like your newsprint type paper.
Right. Right.
Whereas the paper that they used initially for these was not like normal glossy paper that we see in our issues. It's
Oh.
lighter stock for that, but you can feel how it's way smoother.
You can almost feel like like when you print a page out of a printer and the ink is still wet.
Mhm.
Like it kind of feels like that on
It
Superman.
has more
Batman.
of that feel.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then I go over to White Knight, and I, especially if I like rub it between my fingers, like you can feel the grain, if
Yeah.
you will. And then actually, if you get it in the right light, I'm not going to show you guys; it's impossible on a camera. But like you can
Yeah,
see,
no, it's not. There's no visible difference
in like
to
the blacks,
somebody in a
you
camera.
can see the texture, if you will, in White Knight. That's interesting.
Yeah. And if you pick up your copy of, because you have one of the original print copies of Court of Owls as well.
Yeah, yeah.
If you feel the paper for that, you'll really see the difference.
Oh,
And
that's right.
so
Yeah,
I
because Superman
imagine-
Batman's like a more later one too. That's right.
Yeah, that's a more recent one. So I imagine the reason why they switched is because this paper stock that they used initially was a little more costly, and they probably assessed, hey, like these are selling like hotcakes.
Yeah.
We're gonna want to print a lot more of them. How do we get our costs down? How do we drop our like cogs, right? Or cost of goods sold.
Even if it's
so
just
they're
like,
let's lower
yeah.
the paper stock quality a little bit.
Oh,
Or switch to a
we'll
different
save
type of paper.
0.05 cents on, per page here. That seems like nothing.
When you're printing,
That's
when you're printing
everything.
at the scale
Yeah.
that they are, that adds up actually to quite a bit of money, and
That's a
why
lot of
DC
fucking
is
money.
they're profiting very well off of these.
Again, that once you go look at the top 50 comics of last year, all of these were in the top by unit, not by dollar,
Yeah.
obviously, but by
Right,
unit, which is a lot. And I mean, it's going to be hard for a $10 thing to beat out, like an omnibus or a hardcover. And those are the ones that always dominate, because it's like you sell
Yeah.
2 of those, that's $300. Okay, sell 30 combat comics to get on that level. It's gonna take a bit. But so that's interesting. I think I'm with you. I'm gonna grab a Court of Owls just to see that. And I also know, like, I can just give my other copy to my sister. I know she loves it. But back to Venom,
Good taste.
right? No, I mean, that's what happens when you have me leaving all my shit around the house, right? And you just pick up whatever I've left out. Like last night or like the other day, I came home with my, my Immortal Legend Batman variants, and I had them out on the table to take my our daily or our weekly like pull photo. And I left. I was doing some things, and she actually like pulled one out and was reading it. And I was like, I wasn't mad, because that's what you're supposed to do with comics. But I was like, see, I know you're gonna like it. Like, I know where you're coming from. Oh yeah, Subhuman does bring up, they have a box set coming soon. First off, shout out Subhuman. How's it going, brother? Second, they do have a DC Compact like box set coming out. I think it's like All-Star Superman, Watchmen, Court of Owls, and Kingdom Come, I think. Either way, like it's a good bundle. If you guys haven't gotten your compact comics yet, jump on that one. I mean, you and I probably shouldn't, because it would just be doubling up.
Yeah, it'd just be duplicate, and it's not like I'd have a box for all of them. So
right, exactly. Oh god, that would drive us nuts. Screw that. That's a really good warning.
Yeah.
But back to Venom. What I wanted to ask you, Andrew, was how did you feel about this depiction of MJ in the symbiote suit? Because it's weird for those who aren't actively watching right now or just listening. Instead of how we typically think of the symbiote as like a suit that really fully envelops you and you are moving it, it's sort of, because this Venom is so big, MJ's sort of like in a pod inside of him.
It's closer to her being like in a mech.
Yeah, exactly.
Because she resides kind of in his, because MJ is small.
Yeah.
Small, pretty girl inside big hulking monster. It's kind of like being in a Gundam cockpit.
It really is, yeah. But that was also
it was an interesting depiction. I don't know how I feel about it yet.
Okay, good. You and I are on the same page. Not surprised,
but I didn't love it. I was kind of like, interesting choice.
I feel like I needed a little bit more of an added lore there from Ewing to say why this is doesn't have to be super complicated. Just something about, we're more tuned in mentally than physically or something. So
right. And to that point, maybe this is less a visual representation of the physical as much as it's a visual representation of the psychological, if that makes sense. Like how with Eddie, we were seeing that sort of like that representation of him with Carnage and all of that.
And all the maybe photos and stuff. Yeah.
Because maybe it's fair enough to assume or presume that it looks different with each symbiote, or at the very least, it looks different between Venom and Carnage. And fair enough, because Carnage is a bag of cats.
So I only push against that because of this other weird moment where Madame Mask punches Venom in the chest and it gets through to MJ. Like it dizzies her. And I'm like, that feels weird, right? Like, why would now the symbiote not be able to absorb most? We've seen her take hits and it's never like
we have
cracked into her. Like, you know what we mean? Like, yes, it's hurting her, but it's not like so. There's the buffer of the symbiote essentially, and it didn't.
Yeah,
it's just so weird to me.
More or less, write that off isn't necessarily the right terminology, but we'll go with that for
Right, yeah.
the sake of
Accepted it or
brevity.
something.
I more or less just kind of rolled with it because at least what we're being shown and what we're being told is that this is a very powerful mech.
True, yes.
And it did like explicitly, whether intended or not, explicitly hit right where MJ's noggin is inside Venom.
That's fair.
So,
and it's a more direct, because like my issue was in the very beginning of the issue when they like fly out into the streets. Like, would that not destroy MJ as well? But then what you just said there, where like it's a punch, it's more directed, it's that one impact point. Like,
there's
gonna be more power.
Force.
Exactly, yeah.
It's concentrated force on one point, and it's on a very vulnerable point. It's on the noggin, right? That's how you get like the concussion and all of that.
Yeah,
but also
which I liked, by the way, where the symbiote was like, "If you have a concussion, I have one. You need to tell me." I'm like, that's pretty interesting.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. But also, I think we're a handful of pages in now, right? And so we've already established that based on MJ
there you go.
utilizing that bit of like expelling the symbiote waste and whatnot, like they don't have enough goo to work with to even make
that's
any
a
kind
good
of webbing.
point. Yeah,
so maybe she's in a weakened state right now as well.
You know what, I can actually
maybe based
really
on
get behind that
expenditure of that, if we're to believe what we know, which is that like the webbing and all of that is part of the symbiote, right? That has to be regenerated over time. You know, it's got its own kind of cooldown.
Yeah.
That maybe that also reduces its durability.
And I really like that. And I think you're right. And that completely
and
clicks
MJ's
to me. And
also
I'm like,
not superhuman.
Good. And yeah, there's that too. I mean,
if Peter was under there instead, Peter could take the hit far better. MJ doesn't have the enhanced durability.
And Eddie would take the hit. He'd probably still get like the concussion or whatever, but he'd be like,
he'd take it better than MJ.
and he would just like walk it off essentially, or try to, right? Like he'd play through the pain. So and again, like I think if Ewing would have just said something about like, oh shit, like there wasn't enough impact there, like are you okay, just like enough goo there, that would have been all my problems gone. It was just such a weird.
He was probably relying on the art to tell that, and it kind of does if we think about it in retrospect.
Yeah,
but
I think
in the moment when we're reading it, I think we're like, oh, I feel like we're missing a bit of information there. But now that we're having
like look here in panel 3
of what the answer is.
Panel 3, she decks him too, and like there's no like yes, this is before the sewage or whatever. But it's just confusing. I don't necessarily think it's like a bad job on Ewing and Carlos. It's just sort of one of those continuity, like visual continuity issues that they didn't think through.
Additional context that would help.
Like, I imagine if we'd have seen this in real life, like in a movie, they would have sold it better with like sound effects and you know, music and things, and we would have understood it more. Limitations of comic books, especially when you're going so crazy.
We don't know what the negative impact of this move here is.
Oh, of him like bulking himself up. Yeah.
Maybe that also expended extra energy and resources.
And that's what I was kind of thinking, because not only that, there's the explosion here, which Eddie, like Venom is still technically weak to fire. He's still got that. So like that's where I thought they were leaning, but there's just no like even a hesitation from MJ to be like, it's fire, Venom, are we okay? Like you just need a little connection there to make sure we're all on the same page. But okay, so you and I are there. I loved this panel too, though, when he finally like cracks open the armor and like her head is like in the symbiote again, kind of like when it was the bomb.
I love it. It looks
good.
So silly. I love it.
It's why this run is so good. But
it's why I read this comic, for that fun stuff.
So from there we get sort of like, you know, the fight's over. Madame Mask goes, well, I know your real name. I can make your life, you know, hell. You don't want to mess with me. And Venom and MJ basically go like, oh, we do. And if you ever do mess with us, we'll kill you. And MJ kind of goes, oh, I didn't, like, you made that threat? I thought that was me. So we're finally starting to see that either her own aggression come out or that symbiote influence aggression, which would be interesting because the symbiote itself is not necessarily hyper aggressive right now. He's
it
pretty docile.
it enhances the emotions of the host, right? And it
Yeah.
feeds off of, so it's a weird like symbiotic relationship. Imagine that. Like it both feeds off of the emotions and state of mind of the host, as well as enhances and amplifies those in its host, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this flow of energy, where it ends up feeding back into each other.
Yeah.
Which
No,
is an interesting concept, and when leveraged cleverly is really fun in the writing.
right. Exactly. Not when you just go, oh, symbiote suit make angry, everybody mad. Like it's
Yeah,
more
that's
complicated. than
boring.
That
Yeah.
that is. I mean, that's what.
That'd be boring if it stayed that way.
Well, that's what
Right?
a lot
That's
of
what it was
people.
initially introduced as.
Right. But a lot of people miss that too, because like when it does enhance Peter's emotions, what is that emotion Peter's feeling? It's anger. Like remember, you and I talk about this all the time. Like back in the Romita or the like Ditko Lee days, he's pissy. Like he's a school shooter in training. Like he's really mad all the time. So
Yeah.
when you put on the
He's
symbiote
grumpy
suit,
pants Pete.
right, it makes sense that he gets angrier, but then because Eddie is also angry, like people just they don't read comics, so they don't see that connecting tissue, and they just go two guy. I know it's crazy. I'm sorry to break this news to everybody.
Dang. I thought everybody that spoke on comics actually read them.
There should be a law, all right? I don't care what candidate runs for office next presidential election, but if you make that your entire platform, I'm voting for you till the day I die.
Whatever letter's in front of your name, I'm gonna
Yeah,
do it.
it's right there. You know what? Like what? Even if you're a war criminal, fine,
I
screw it.
support that executive order. I'm normally against executive
Right,
orders,
right.
but I'm for that one.
I'm just gonna be a single issue voter with a bunch of like legally
Single
make everybody.
issue.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go to like I want to go to every town hall and every like the CNN ones and the Fox News ones and be the guest and be
gosh,
like,
yeah.
excuse me, what are you going to do about mandatory comic reading? And like make them have to deal with me. Like I will be a nuisance.
Just be that guy.
Right, exactly, that guy. But
That's amazing.
as Madame Mask realizes that she can't just bully MJ into running away, she teleports out of there, which we learn is actually a common AIM trick, because everybody we saw, the previous AIM leaders who she supposedly blew up, are all alive.
Are all alive.
Which I liked this. Like I know it's kind of like a cop out, but I thought this is like comics, right? Like this is what we talk about.
And here's why I liked it, because AIM is supposed to be run by geniuses.
Yes.
Right? And I don't think we've ever considered Madame Mask genius level intelligence, right? She's clever, right?
And she's
You
like
have
ruthless.
to be clever to
yeah.
be a genuine supervillain, right? And ruthless, certainly. And so the ruthless part certainly shines through in her kind of like goals here for like taking out all the other people who are, you know, top brass at AIM, and to like take their place, usurp and wrest control of AIM from them, right? We see that when she had her conversation with MODOK an issue or two ago.
Oh yeah, that's right. And MODOK basically ceded power to her and like, all right.
He was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in prison,
in my
whatever.
stead
Yeah, that's what it was.
And I did like that he was like, very clear with his words, in my stead. So like, well, I'm not there, which suggests the subtext there is, when I am there,
I'm
you are
in
not
charge.
in charge, right?
But like, that's all Madame Mask needs to be like, that's my little in. Now I can make like a hostile takeover, right?
Correct.
And like,
that was clearly her attempt.
Yeah.
But she isn't. Either she's not nearly as intelligent as she thought she was, or she drastically underestimated the intelligence of the people that she was attempting to take out.
I loved this so much, the way they emphasized that, where she teleports out, and then we cut to the safe house, and all three of the AIM leaders are going like, oh, emergency translocation. That's cute. But like, she's like, of course she's using an old one. Like, she's not that good.
She was having to manually activate it. Like, ours happen automatically if our lives are in danger.
Yeah, like,
which honestly, narratively, that's its own problem. But
I know.
Like, that's okay. So does it automatically warp you out of ever being in danger?
That's what I was kind of thinking, because she says like it whisks you away in the split second before the bomb, and I'm like, okay, so what's the criteria? You know what I mean? Like, does it detect an instant change in like temperature or pressure, or whatever, like, yeah, that's where we start getting into the weeds of it. But sort of as a general idea, I was like, I like that. Like, they're all alive. Even Monica, she points out, like, Madame Mask was more of an administrator at heart. Like, something about this all being so casual, like corporate America, really helps sell the, like, humor, the
high
like
class hoity-toity. They're like, you know, looking down on somebody else, but they're at the same time, it's like at least in these characters' cases, they were more intelligent and more resourceful, and they were underestimated. And the one thing you never want to do is underestimate somebody who is resourceful and intelligent.
And like, and to that point, like, I love that sort of the villain who, in a reasonable fashion, sort of always has the cards in his hands. You know, your Lex Luthors, your Normans on a good day. And so I like where, you know, they're all going, well, okay, everybody thinks we're dead. Well, let her keep going, because she's giving us advertising, and she can sit, like, she's going to be like, she's perfectly setting herself up for all the blame.
Yeah, she's setting herself up to take all the blame.
And they're just like, we're just going to roll with it. And I was like,
let's play dead.
That's perfect. Yeah, exactly. But then we get the pretty cool last page turn that one of the, you know, ways they're going to play it cool is to give it a slight nudge, the entire situation, by getting Eddie into the mix with Venom. And that's sort of what I was saying at the beginning, where these last couple issues feel slightly like churning water, because the next issue after this,
they're very clearly trying to like funnel everything towards Death Spiral, right?
Exactly, because the next one too, like the next Venom issue is its tie-in for Death Spiral. So I'm like, here we go, we're here. But overall, again, I think you and I have already made the case that still fun. Al and Carlos are killing it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot we want to see. And unlike in Amazing, where you and I keep going, like, they're not going to talk to Ben, they're not going to talk to Norman, like, Ewing could still deliver. Like, it's still a good speculation. Like, he could still do this. It could still happen. It could be cool. It's not like, please do this, please, for the love of God.
I'm bummed that Soul's Carnage, Eddie Brock Carnage run was cut
so
short.
Bummed.
But, you know, has that trade even released yet?
No,
I don't
not
even
yet.
know if that trade's out, because that's going to have to be like an extent. They would be weird to release it as 2 trades, because it was only, what, 10 issues?
I think it's like 11. It's like 11 or 12. It's a really weird number. It's not a standard thing. Here, let's see. Maybe it is.
I feel like they should just release it as a, like, an oversized, and it's Marvel, so they already overpriced their trades by a few dollars. So just like give me the whole run in one volume.
Oh,
and
you were right. 10.
It was 10. Okay, yeah.
So, but yeah, I knew it was a new
written as multi-arced.
And then like 10 doesn't get to the normal split of 6-6. Like, you don't do 5-5. It's just, it's weird.
Yeah,
it would be really weird.
It really wouldn't, because if you did 5, then you wouldn't be finishing out the first arc, right? So it'd be weird. You'd
barely be kicking off the first arc if you only did 5.
Yeah,
I think
you probably just have to release it as an oversized trade, and
you don't even solve.
Like
I don't think you even solve the mystery of the plane in the first 5, or you solve it at the very end of 5.
I was gonna say, I think that's at the end of the 5th issue, and then it's like in the 6th issue that part kind of wraps, and then in the 7th issue is
starts
when
his
he's
like
like dragging himself
thing.
into that that town or whatever, when he's like, now Carnage is like, hey, we're freaking dying right now.
Right. And that's where he fights Muse for the first time, and like they have that awesome fire burning scene. That's right. But yeah, I'm finally excited to see this. Like, I want to see their interactions. Somebody please give me good, like, Eddie Carnage, MJ Venom.
That's like a really, and I trust in Al Ewing here, because he's the one that, remember when we went into this, the all new Venom era to begin with, where it's like, okay, MJ's the Venom host. Once that was revealed, like, what are the implications of that? What are the things that need to be addressed for this to be believable, for you to keep my attention? And then they addressed it, right? Where we had that moment where MJ and Venom had that kind of heart to heart or brain to brain moment where it was like, hey,
like,
you practically assaulted me in my home while I was alone, right? You scared the absolute bejesus out of me. And Venom was like, that was Eddie.
And MJ
right?
went,
Eddie was in
but
the driver's
was
seat.
it? Like, she
Right,
still,
yeah, and
like,
she makes
it
the
was so
questioning
good.
there. And so it was really interesting writing there, but now it's like, okay, if you're gonna bring Eddie into the mix, into the picture, there are two things going on here. You have Venom and Eddie,
Right.
you have MJ and Eddie,
Well, then you've got Peter Eddie, you've got Dylan Eddie. Like, Dylan and Eddie have not seen each other
even
since
before
war.
we throw them in. I'm
Right,
just talking
right.
these
Oh,
two
yeah,
hosts
just like,
right
yeah,
now,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So now also Venom and Carnage and MJ and Carnage, right? So you've just between these two human hosts and the two symbiotes, you've got a lot going on
Yeah.
to work with, like psychologically.
Dude, you've
There's
got
a
kind of
lot
like
to deal with there.
like a romance drama setup there, right? Where like MJ
this
is
may as well be a CW show.
It kind of is like Eddie is still in love with his ex, Venom, but ex-Venom is now dating MJ, which is a very good, healthy relationship, but we've seen that Venom can't commit all the way because there's still a lingering thing for Eddie. And then Eddie starts dating like the worst person. Like everybody, like nobody likes that person. And now we're about to hit like the prom episode where it all comes to a head. It kind of Symbiote Diaries, really. Yeah.
Symbiote Diaries. I'm gonna start calling it that. Actually, I'm gonna start calling it Symbiote Diaries.
And I still wish there was just. I know it's not gonna happen, but I still love the alternate thing we came up with for Peter, where it's like, oh, fuck this. Like, I'm gonna go back to space for like another month or something. Like,
I'm going back to space. I'm out.
I would have actually
Y'all
laughed.
got crazy. You lost your goddamn minds. When
right?
I was gone for 16 days.
I don't even want. I wanted to do like the very humorous thing too, where like they're talking on a rooftop or something, and he just like doesn't say anything. He just like dials back Rocket, and the ship like comes down for him, and he just like walks away and just goes back up. Like I can't. Like I just physically can't right now. But with the end of the Venom issue, before we jump on to our next thing, first, what's going on, Mary? Yes, Goji is, of course, the pull for the stream. We know that. And, of course, his voice is better. Not only is it dulcet tones, but it also is way more focused and streamlined and actually hits what we're trying to say than mine. So, but...
well, I think that the trick is that I take your 7 stanza explanations and then I kind of I compact it down into a sentence and a half.
But that's what I mean. Like, you're the translator. Without you, this show is not it's either not happening, or B, it's solo and it's going for 5 hours at a time, and it's only for like one issue.
In the instances that we go over, and it's like, ah, crap, we went like 3.5 hours. It's like, if I wasn't here, this was a 7.5 hour stream.
Oh, absolutely. It's me going, oh shit, we have to pick this up later. Like, it's going to, like, oops. But guys,
I'm like over here with a fishing rod, like,
come on, we've got like, oh, trust me, guys, I see my notifications going on Discord all the time. Like, we gotta wrap. Hello, like next book. But also, guys, I think this is still a thing on YouTube, but click on Mary's username. She's currently talking to us through the Room of Requirement account, which is her and Andrew's new Harry Potter, and, you know, a couple of our other friends, Dylan, Trace, new Harry Potter lore channel. Really, really cool. We'll talk about it more when we get to the end of the show, but Mary's here now, so easy link click there. And you know what? While I'm here, I might as well just go get the damn link and say, jump over to our stream real quick and go... Sub to Room of Require. Whoop! I hit tab. Requirement. Boom. There we go. All right, everybody, go sign up there. She's there. I think we can pin that too. So hopefully that stays pinned at the top. There we go. All right. So, Mary, happy to see you. I don't know if Andrew told you. This is just a quick Mary aside. We were like looking at like toys the other day, and there was like a woman in the back showing off one of them, and she looked like pretty much like, it was really weird. I was like, that's like a really pale Mary. But anyway, happy to see you, Mary.
He did say that.
I did say those exact words. But
he did. He was like, wow, that's like a pale Mary.
Really pale Mary. But before we jump off,
she's already pretty white, so this chick was like,
but that's what I mean. Like, she was like Vampire Diaries Mary, right? So before we jump off of the symbiotes and everything, obviously Andrew and I, we definitely want to hit this, but there has been an announcement earlier today about what's coming next in terms of Death Spiral, all that fun stuff. basically we are going to get new suits for Null and MJ as part of the death spiral, the fallout of it. According to what we were all reading from this like AIPT preview, Null here, his change obviously pretty much just inverting himself, but it will have something to do with Eddie's sort of ultimate light form. We saw him very, very briefly in like one weird tie-in issue a little while ago. And so we don't even really know what that even means or like how this can happen. Might be cool.
Might be cool.
It's might for me because like we've seen, where is it? There you are. There's that. But we how do I put this? Like we've seen bad guy makes super big heel turn to hero for whatever reason, adopts new Gold Goblin, right? Like just an easy stupid one. And so like on one hand, I think I'm open to the idea of Null getting hit with this sort of like redemption drive. Like it's not even something he wants to do, but something that's like thrust upon him.
Maybe some of these having to do in order to take out Hela, because right now the whole thing
is
yeah. And so
that's
she's
good.
doing the thing where, you know, sometimes the bad guys team up with the good guys to take out a bigger bad guy or whatever. And so there's that, but also was it last week, or it was actually probably the week prior or even the week before that, where there was like a teaser on X or on one of the websites that cover comic books and get access to things early, where it showed Null was meeting up with Eddie's final good form.
Oh yeah, that's right. So
the I always because there's the eventuality. There's
is that not it? Is it not the eventuality?
It's a different one.
We did this last time. Every time you and I talk about this, we hit that. It's the same. I always go, isn't it the eventuality? And you're like, no. Like you do the same. Like I feel like it should be too, but it's not. Like it's always the same roll through with us. But anyway.
Yeah, and so we were talking, and it was you that brought up like, oh, I really hope he doesn't end up like killing that like final, good version of Eddie or whatever. And like once they revealed, I saw the reveal because I sent this to you earlier.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Once I saw the reveal of this,
you actually
I was like
broke it to me. I didn't know it was a thing until you.
I was like, Spencer was right. Like I think Null does kill that Eddie, but doesn't just kill him. I think he takes his like whatever that final form
whatever that
of
power
him was,
is,
he absorbs that into himself, and that's why he looks like this white light version of it. But it's probably at some form corrupted, but he still took that power.
So, okay, I can definitely follow that, and I like that, and that sort of is like where I was getting at with my point is like I'm up for like a redemption Null thing, but I don't want it to be like he ever feels genuine. Like it should not be like I feel bad, I need to like never for Null, right? Like I don't care how you want to play it.
No.
I'd rather you go and like,
because I don't think that's what it is. I think it was just him taking the power,
right?
And it's affecting him like visually, physically. But he's up here. No, he hasn't. Now, one bit.
Now check this though. So just this popped in my head while you were saying that. Instead of it being him taking the power, I can see him killing Eddie, or like going to kill Eddie, and Eddie, being the sort of Obi-Wan monk level whatever. He goes like, okay, you killed me, but there has to be balance. So if there's Hela, you need, like, this is you now. And it's sort of like I don't want to be this, but I'm sort of like nature and the cosmic order drives me to like, I have to go confront Hela. Yeah. I'd be open for that. I think that might be cool. But again, I think
I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah. You and I are at least on the same page. Like, I don't ever want to see Null cry. Like, I don't want to see him.
I'm not
if he ever frowns, like, I will kill you.
I'm looking for, I'm good with redeemed Venom. I actually like, I've always liked anti-hero Venom far more than villain Venom.
Me too. Especially,
he's just more fun to me.
I also love the sort of, when they do the things like they're doing with MJ, or when Eddie was originally the Lethal Protector, and he's sort of like really brutish and bad at it, but he's got like a heart of gold, right? Where he's like,
Yeah,
"I'll
he's, like,
eat your
genuinely
skulls," and it's
trying.
like,
Yeah.
"There you go, little girl. Like I saved you," and she's like traumatized forever, right? Like
Right,
I
yeah,
love,
stuff like that. Like
I
that's
love
fun.
that. Yeah.
That's fun storytelling. And that's stuff you can't do with a character like Peter, right?
No. Yeah.
You absolutely cannot do that with something like Peter. So I'm all for that, but like,
Yeah.
no, you're never gonna convince me of like Carnage having a face turn or Null having a face
No.
turn.
God no.
Don't ever try it. You will never convince me.
Okay, but we
Like, the
say that.
fact that you're pulling off Norman right
That's
now
what I was about to say. It's like we
is-
say that, but somehow Joe needled right in there and made it at
I don't
least
know how
entertaining.
he's pulling that off right now.
I
because-
could not tell you. I don't know how. You and I both walked away from that and we're like, it's good. Like what the
Yeah.
hell? Like
it's the best part of the book right now.
and like not even us like looking for like, okay, what can we compliment? It's like, wow,
Right, and it's
this
not even
is
like,
good.
wow, what's the best of the worst here, right?
Right.
It's like, no, what's just good?
Yeah,
And
like
it's genuinely good,
it's
genuinely
just
interesting.
good. It's just
Like the stuff
that.
with Ben wasn't good, unfortunately. Like you just can't get any breaks.
Although I really can't. But I did look at the scene the other night, which I did like, and I think you like too, where Norman and like confronts Peter on the roof, like Peter on the roof, and he's like, "Who the hell are you?" And they like brawl for a second, and then like, Ben like
I
starts
like that they both knew.
yeah,
Like this is
it's just
not
like,
the person that I think it is, right?
and then like Ben has a moment where he chasms out, and so Norman sort of is like, "Oh, the clone," and then they start like
Yeah.
brawling even harder, and
Yeah,
I liked that one
that was
moment.
a good moment.
And then
That's
everything else
probably
they've
the
done
only
with him.
moment you've ever liked with Chasm.
I think, yeah, honestly, like they
And it's not because
dude.
it was Chasm, it was just because the writing was well done there.
right. Speaking of that, I don't know where else I would shit my pants about this, but Marvel Rivals is doing a like they got a new toy collab coming with some Asian thing. Like they do like cute little chibi toys. I forget exactly who it is, but Marvel Rivals set, and like it's got 2 Chase figures, and one is Galacta, which makes sense. The other is Chasm. Like it's specifically the Chasm suit, and I'm just like, you.
That's
like,
one of the chases?
It's the only other one. It's Galacta and Chasm, and I'm like, why would use the like Scarlet Spider skin? I don't know. Like that was an exclusive Marvel Rivals one, or that gold one. Like it's so. I can't escape it. I can't escape it.
Man. It
But-
sucks being a Spider-Man fan most of the time. It always sucks
It's-
being a Ben Reilly fan. So I'm glad I'm not one.
I watched the trailer. We're not gonna get because we'll get this will be a 3-hour stream on its own. But I watched that Spider Noir trailer, and it's overall might be cool. But there's a moment.
Might be cool.
There's a moment where Robbie is like, "Are you okay, Ben?" And I just like. It makes me viscerally, like, emotionally upset. And I get it's illogical, like, irrational, but, like, it just is so awful. Like, I hate it so much. But, speaking of things that actually, there's no lead into this. We'll just go to the next announcement.
Some people
which
are
is,
having a visceral response to this.
Look, it's not visceral. I just mostly have a head scratch one, right?
No,
Which is...
no, I wasn't referring to you. I was referring to people online.
Yeah.
No, you and I already had the conversation.
Yeah, you and I already talked about
we
this.
have our disagreements on it. However, I will agree with you that if there was an upgrade and an improvement to be made, it would be
Whoops.
with the hair, because I still want the hair exposed,
Yeah.
but do it like Malice,
Like Scream or Malice,
right?
or
Malice.
Misery or,
Yes,
or
Malice
any
or
of
Scream.
them, right?
Or Misery, yeah. Like do it like that. Like I'd be okay with that, because just for me, I like the open hair. I like that. I love the half cowls. I love the open hair showed stuff when it comes to the female symbiotes. I like all of that stuff. But while it's fair to say that having her normal hair just showing is a head scratcher, I can agree with that. That's fair enough. I still like how it looks. However, on a technical level, I can be like, fair enough.
Right.
Head scratcher, okay.
And
But an upgrade would be to go with like the
Just
Misery.
put
angle.
some symbiote, because if you guys go back and look at like Misery or Scream's design, like Andrew said, we've seen exposed hair symbiotes before,
Mhm.
but the hair is always, at least in part, sort of like a mix of
Connected
hair
with
and
with the
symbiote.
symbiote. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Mixed with
so
the goo.
we get this. We got the announcement that MJ is going to finally be getting sort of her own suit as Venom, which I'm with you, Andrew. Like, I actually think it looks really good. Like, this is a
Overall, it looks really good. I love that. I saw some people bitching online about the heels and the overall boots. I'm like, why? This is MJ. MJ is a
MJ.
supermodel.
MJ's essentially a more
And she's a
physical
confident,
Emma. Like,
yeah, she's a confident, like, oh, strong female character. No, she's a confident, beautiful woman.
yeah.
So why wouldn't she wear
she's
the
an
heels?
actress. She's a model, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you get a super suit,
MJ. If somebody is used to walking around in heels like their normal shoes, it's MJ,
or
right?
like, I mean, if you get a symbiote, would you not want to ball out in your suit? Like, I can do anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Why
I can
not?
see MJ going like, oh, then I'll put on. I don't know anything about what I'm about to say here. I'm just going off of pop culture, but like $500 like Jimmy Choo shoes or what, like, I can't afford
Yeah.
them, but Venom can make them. Like, why not? And then also, if we want to take it a step further, like, it's made of symbiote goo, so like, the physics might not even be the same. The symbiote can make it, so
her
like,
feet are probably supported perfectly fine.
that's what I mean. Like there's probably
It's
no
probably more comfortable than wearing normal heels.
right. That's what I mean. So like, that
And
to
in
me
fact,
is such
it's
an
probably more comfortable than wearing normal shoes.
honestly for her at this point, or just for anybody in a symbiote. Yeah, like that's such an irrelevant, stupid complaint to me. Like, I
It
think
goes back to the argument that we talked about at the top, where it's like there are a lot of people
who just don't
crying
get it.
about, and I don't like using the word crying because a lot of people like to just look at that as like,
And
oh,
and
you're
dismiss it and stuff. Yeah,
right. It's like, but the fact is that's what people are doing.
They are.
Like, this isn't. I don't know what people are seeing when they look at this book, but they're not reading it based on what they say about the book.
There a lot of people are reading this book through their specific culture war lens, whether that is everything is sexist or everything is woke, right? And like,
Yeah.
as you and I talk about, like, it erases so much nuance there, where like,
You lose everything when you look at something through either of those lenses.
right,
Both of those versions are retarded and inaccurate.
like, just the dumbest ways to go. So anybody who's, on that bent, screw them. You just don't listen to them. That's kind of a tell, right? You're like, oh,
Yeah.
you don't really care here. As for MJ, I think the only change I would make, Andrew, is I hate the MCU lines here, like on her, like under her shoulder and then on her arm. She's just got like random lining, which is like,
fair enough. I think I would be okay with changing the MCU line on her wrist there to having it fully cover her
Yeah.
hands as
Oh,
like a
yeah.
gold glove.
that would be
I
way
think I would
better.
change that.
Yeah,
I think I would change that because
And if
then
you
it would match the boots being
Yes.
fully gold.
And then if you did
That
that,
would be color continuity.
I would be okay with the shoulder one, because
Yeah. The
it's just
shoulder
like,
one just adds a little bit of dimension. if
exactly.
you make the gold gloves.
But once you put it with the line gloves, then it reinforces in our face, like, this is MCU-y, unnecessary. Like, why are we
Yeah.
here? So, but yeah, that's Venom. That's what's coming up. Might be cool. And maybe you and I just realized this. Maybe we're just going off of the concept art. Maybe in book, she'll actually have it like symbioted out. Like maybe this is just
Sure.
Carlos doing his thing. Who knows? But like,
Here's an interesting question though for you.
Hit me.
Because I
yes,
saw
she
this back and
yes,
forth
she looks
on,
like Firestar.
I saw this back and forth on X earlier before the show, where there were some people saying, I wish that they hadn't given her the mouth, that it had been more just like Silence or like Pete when he has the symbiote. I actually like it with the
I actually
mouth
like the
because
mouth.
I feel like it makes it like she's jiving a little bit more with Venom, right?
Well,
'Cause
it's more of
they've
a
started to
partnership.
It's more of a symbiotic
Yeah.
partnership, right?
Instead of like a symbiotic relationship, if you will.
Yeah.
Right. Which
And
is what-
also, if you had just done the mask, it would look way too close to Silence.
it would look
right.
too close to Silence, and it
No,
would also
Silence, Sliver.
Yeah.
Because
Sliver
Sliver already has the hair exposed too.
Well, yeah, it would be like Sliver, but it would also be like Ultimate Jessica Drew. Remember, or
Yes.
1610, remember? Like the
Yes,
old
yeah,
school one
1610
where
Jessica, yeah.
it was literally just exposed brown hair
It
flowing
was just
out the
female
back.
symbiote Pete.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
all it
So
was.
like
Which looked cool, but it
I like
wasn't
that design.
distinct.
The best
I like
the
the design
best
a lot.
edit I've ever seen, and I'm so mad that like, okay, I'm glad that Ultimate Universe is dead because it was getting bad, but I wish they would have done this before it
It
went.
did towards the end.
Somebody or like fan edits have started to put like, or like fan art, they give her the hoodie, the like torn hoodie, the like Ben hoodie, and I'm like, that is a really good little like tiny thing you could add to her. She's visually distinct. It speaks to her, you know, being a clone and all that. Like, it's so good, and it just never happened. But anyway, yeah, I like the face. I think that the face is good, and it's going to allow
personality.
for personality, and it still reinforces to me that really playful idea that we were talking about, right? That Carlos is really leaning into. Like,
Yeah, well, because
really
like,
hits that for me.
MJ Venom, like MJ Venom's smile is completely different from other Venom smiles.
Well,
right?
I was
instead
noticing
of it being the long, like thin fangs, like horror fangs, it's
and like
more
the
of
super
like just
rows
like
of teeth. Yeah,
yeah, it's like more of a pseudo like you're genuinely smiling, but like you're just still just right on the edge of kind of creepy.
well, I
And
noticed
so it's a fun balance.
I noticed this in this week's issue, and I had never really pieced this together. I think I need to go in this one so that I can zoom in. But there's this shot here of Venom like looking on at Mask, and he's got like the cartilage thing that like dinosaurs and lizards and snakes, and I'm like, that, you know, he does have his tongue hanging out, and like his mouth is bigger. Like, I'm like, oh, that's such a good little detail. And again,
it's a fun little distinction.
Might have been there, but I just saw it this time, and I'm like, that's so smart. And then you can see that in the whoops, where's the internet? In this like concept art, like in the face, he's still gumming it up. Like it still goes like really far back, and I'm like, this is good. Like I'm excited to see it. So
yeah.
Let's see.
I'm looking forward to this. This issue isn't coming out until June.
Oh, this is way off. Yeah. So you and I have to get through Death Spiral.
Null is May, where Null gets the white armor or whatever. That's
yeah.
May,
Let's see.
That's a ways away as well.
AIPT
so
says,
when is the next issue of that? Has to be this month, right? Is it Null issue 2? It has to be. If issue 5 comes out in May.
Two is this month because we got one last month, right? Like so. Yeah, May 13th for the that's the finale of Null, and then 6/17 for MJ. Yeah, like I like the face. The face works. Like, should be an alien, and it's an alien. Okay, so I think that's everything we have for Venom this week. Anything you want to add?
No, it was a fun issue.
I'm loving it.
Ewing continues to kill it. Carlos Gomez, glad to have you back. Your art is beautiful. You draw the best MJ in Interior Comics.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I like say that to him every single time he posts something about that's MJ related.
Has he ever liked it or something?
Yeah, he has actually. He has multiple times, and I even like the last time I did, I said, man, I feel like I say this every time you post an MJ piece from you, but you do the best Interior MJ in comics, and he says, and I appreciate it every time.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome.
And I was like,
fuck yeah. If he would just see our convos, because every time there's a new issue, we're just like, this outfit's like not even that like amazing, but holy shit, like I can't look away. Like MJ is amazing. Like it's every
Carlos
week.
Gomez draws peak Interior Comics MJ in year of our Lord 2026.
Somebody's got to, right?
Somebody has to, right? Yeah.
But
Shadow does a pretty great job himself,
but you know what?
MJ.
I'll give that. That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I technically classify that as Ultimate. It's weird. It's in a different spot.
Yeah,
I'm with Carlos on this one. So, Andrew, we went really long on to Venom. We did some other stuff.
Probably triage a little bit here.
I was gonna say, what do you want to hit more? We could probably let Cyclops go. The biggest thing I was gonna bring up, guys, was just that this book is really out of time. Like it. This book,
it doesn't know when it is, kind of like McKay's X-Men book.
Honestly, yeah, that's a really that makes a lot of sense. But
that's continuity, I guess.
The entire premise of this book, guys, is that Scott is he's getting really pissy at his Alaska team because they need soldiers in the mutant war, not students. And Hank goes, wait, why are we doing this? We shouldn't be teaching them war. They shouldn't be that. They should just live. And Scott goes, oh, don't be so stupid. Like, you know where we live. And then he goes to visit the orphanage where he grew up. There's like an emotional, dumb moment there. And then he gets shot down over like a new, basically Donald Pierce is making a new class of Reavers, and they shoot him down by accident while he's like flying over their secret base. And now the big thing is that he lands in the forest and he cracks his visor. So now he has to, contend with that. So like, obviously you guys could probably tell from what Andrew and I were saying, like it's very schism-y. Like we already did this and way better. And then like, what is this plot? Scott not being able to control his laser blast is not a new or particularly interesting plot. There was literally an episode of X-Men Evolution about this that I think about all the time. And that was what, 98? And it was tired by then. So it's just a bummer. Like you and I like
it's kind of just par for the course, unfortunately.
It really
with this current
is.
era of X-Men. For the most part, like 90% of this current era of X-Men, which is everything feels like it's a retread or it's just a dumb decision. And this is, isn't McKay writing this?
No, this is Alex
No,
Packnadell. I think it's a new writer.
Okay.
So I think they are, but I think because they're new, they're taking a lot of cues from Jed and how he was writing everything, and so you can really see that weirdness, that discrepancy bleed through.
And so it's possible that like maybe this guy, maybe Alex actually is a good writer and has really great stories in him, but maybe you're right and he's taking hints from McKay, which is the long decision to make.
Yeah, and being like a new writer, they're probably going like, I should color really in between the lines because I don't have the position to go out.
I'm new. I'm not a Scott Snyder where I can take these massive swings and like if I hit, it's gonna hit so hard that if I have a miss or two, those are mostly gonna get ignored.
Right? Like I like to imagine Scott is like that James Cameron Avatar 2 story or whatever, or Terminator 2 story where he just walks in and Terminator 2 and
Money.
Everybody was like,
it's just like here's the dollar bills, right?
Oh crap, what comparison was I gonna make for that? I don't remember anymore. Damn, like I just immediately lost that one. Oh well. It'll probably come back to me. Oh no, Scott Snyder, that's what he probably just walked in on his first day and was just like Court of Owls. And everybody was like, what is that? And he went, Secret Society Gotham, and they were like, "Oh shit, there you go! Like, millions of dollars. Let's go. This is our new backbone."
Batman thinks that I can actually I won't go on a rant because I I'm subscribed to Scott Snyder's Substack.
So am I.
So he does a monthly. Well, then right? Like he does the monthly like comic book teaching courses and whatnot.
It's pretty cool.
I need to get caught up, but like I've been listening to those, and like when he talks about Court of Owls, he always talks about like the big thing with Court of Owls was to really be a character moment for Bruce, because Bruce at that point thinks he's all that, thinks he understands Gotham better than anybody. Nobody knows more about Gotham than him, and all of a sudden he finds out there's been a secret society in Gotham under his nose operating for centuries, and he
can't
squat about this city.
And he can't beat them.
Yeah, and they kick his butt. And like
that
was a good humbling moment for Bruce.
And they kick it even more once you get to Dark Knight's Metal. Remember where it's like, oh, remember when we were like treating you to be that metal? Yeah, it worked. Goodbye. Yeah. Like, come on, Barbados. Like, such a crazy moment. But like, even this right here, right? It feels so like, okay, Scott he comes in to rescue the X-Men, and he goes like, there's one of two ways we can do this, the easy way or the hard way. And he goes, all right, the hard way, I guess. And we get an admittedly cool art moment, but it's like, oh, like he gets grabbed from behind and a guy goes, oh, but your eyes can do nothing if you're grabbed from behind. And he goes, watch me. And he does bing 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 bing, which is cool, that's Cyclops. But like, as a highlight moment, it's just sort of like, we've been here. Like it's not,
or seen stuff that's cooler.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like
there's a moment in X-Men 97 that was cooler. Cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's in the first episode, which is so this book kind of a stinker. I just really wanted to bring it up to raise that point of like, what year does this book think it is? Like, it is not 2010 anymore. Which is weird. The entire X line kind of is flirting with 2010 because you've got Schism happening here, and then Gale just brought back Jubilee's vampire like phase.
I'm just waiting for Friends of Humanity to show up. You know, and I'm like, wow, why don't we just go full like Second Coming now? And like, where's Hope?
Technically, Hope is dead. Hope is in a position right now.
She's in the White Room,
well,
right?
Exactly. So like, she's in a position to make a miraculous return, so we could do like
in the White Room.
Third Coming or whatever. Like that's the exact kind of dumb bull. I'm mad. That's exactly what Marvel's would do.
Gonna have
that's
so
exactly
many
what they would do.
Make women around the world jealous.
They're gonna single-handedly save the birth rate, if you know what we're saying. Like, that's how all these are. We got Armageddon coming, right? Like, oh boy. But yeah, that's all I wanted to hit about Cyclops. I guess you and I can just tap this really quick because I do think it's worth just shouting out Immortal Legend Batman.
This was if you are for whatever reason watching our show and you haven't really been into mainstream comics in a while,
this is where you want to go.
You're looking for just a fun story to like maybe get you in the mood to get back into it. Immortal Legend Batman is that book. Like that, it doesn't require any continuity.
None.
It takes place in another world, and it's just a fun story.
And like, there's
written pretty strongly.
And like to that, there's no. It avoids the big thing they do these days with these multiverses or these Elseworlds or what ifs, where it's still there's like a tangential line connection to the main universe or to something else. Like, maybe they don't see Earth Zero, but they see like the multiverse as a thing, right? And you're just like, what the hell? There's none of that here. This is, you open page 1, it tells you what your story and setting is going to be, and you just need to read the book. It's really, really refreshing, right? Yeah. And for those of you
well paced too, like there wasn't a single issue that felt like it dragged. This did not feel like it was written for a trade. This felt like I am writing each of these issues as I want people to read the next one.
As we were reading, like in the beginning of this one, when we have where this issue opens up with Tommy and Batman sort of trying to restore the belt power, just to keep it really, really, really simple without getting into all the names and lore. But like reading this, I was like, oh, are we not done? Like this felt like this was setting up sort of like this arc will end here, but here we're setting up like that next one, right? You know what I mean? Like that slight little overlap. And I was like, oh, luckily they wrapped it, or not luckily, but they did wrap it, and they still wrapped it well. But to your point, I was like, wow, this could still keep going if they really wanted to. They're writing this pretty damn well.
It could. It's written in such a way where if they were to say in a year, hey, we're going to come out with another, they do the Steve Orlando thing, right? Yep. Where it's like we're gonna write
Immortal Legend Batgirl, right?
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna take it arc by arc, 5-issue or 6-issue by 5-issue or 6-issue, right? And see how it does, see how it's responded to, and we'll go from there. If they were to do that, and the next premise sounded interesting, I would jump in.
Oh, absolutely.
However, if they were also to say that this is it, we're done in this universe,
I would be happy with that.
Still satisfying end, and I'm okay with that.
Because like I don't need it. I don't need them in the next Crisis. Like I know it'll probably happen, but like we don't need it. They've already technically, I just remembered this. Justice League Unlimited. Remember when they're having like the time quakes and like that are stranding the like 10, the Terrific 10? There's like one panel point where you see Immortal Legend Batman. And because I pointed it out, I was like, oh, cool. Like, leave it that. Like, that's cool. Okay. We know it's in the multiverse. Fine. Just leave him alone. But I fear DC, right? Like, I fear Warner that they are not going to be able to let this lie because people liked it, which is completely unfortunate. Or fortunate, unfortunate, however you want to roll it. But even to Andrew's point, just the other elephant, but like for my Tokusatsu fans, this is what obviously this book is. Batman, if he was Kamen Rider, if he was Super Sentai, it pulls it off all really well. Like, it translates the simplicity yet the like depth of all those arcs, and it really works together well. There's even, you know, they have that scene in the last issue where Nightwing and Dick and Tim are like fighting a bunch of the shadows, and Dick's like, all right, come on, we gotta like do our move. And he's like, I don't know why you had us practice this all the time. And they do like a team up combo move. They say the names out loud, they pose, and Dick goes like, come on, that was cool, right? And Tim's like, I can't argue with you because it was, right? So it's like, they know what they're doing. It's all really, really well written. I will say, Andrew, the one criticism I think I have is the Barbara stuff felt really weird. Like,
it felt kind of thrown in at the end.
Yeah, because like we get her in the last issue.
Right, but we didn't have her before that, and we didn't even get her much in the last issue.
She only shows up and is like she saves Batman with like a gun, like she shoots Joker, and she's like, my name is Barbara Gordon. He killed my dad, and that's where like, oh, she's here now. But then, we get to this. I feel
like we should have had like a page of something in an issue prior to that, like maybe somewhere issue 3 or even 2, that like lets us know, hey, she's around, she is a thing. Because it just kind of feels like she's dropped in there, and I'm not against her getting a belt.
Oh no, not at all. That totally works.
The design is also pretty rad.
I really like
as all the designs in this book have been, but it does just feel like there wasn't enough buildup here.
And then there's like, this is the main moment that like weirds me out about her presence, is that when they're sort of like debriefing, their mission is done. Bruce is talking to Dick, like he's hanging like really close to, like they're like a couple, right? And here, like I'll zoom in, like you can see them like sitting really close and intertwined, like right there.
Like I would.
And then you get down to here,
like that,
right? Exactly, right? And it's like, when did this happen? Also, like, would we not have?
We never got.
Would we have not noted that when she showed up the other night? Like, oh, I know you, or Dick says something. So I think, just another page, but also maybe something got cut. It just felt weird. But not like ruinous.
It's possible
just like,
it was like a page constraint thing.
I think it might be something like that.
And there was a matter of, because I can totally see a situation where like you have a limited page count, right? Especially in mainstream comics.
Yeah.
If it's not a one shot or an annual or whatever, like a prestige format, which is your 36 to 48, or even they don't do them anymore, like 64.
64, I know,
right?
yeah.
Like they don't do those anymore. But I can see a scenario where in the original script they really wanted to have her in more, but just couldn't make it work
without it completely
for the page count
and completely just throwing away the story. Like,
and so they decided, like, if there's something we have to cut, I guess it's going to be this, right?
Which also makes sense, because then
which is unfortunate, but
then I can also see the second logic there, which is like, we'll pass on Barbara now, but because she's Immortal Legend Batgirl now, like, we can explore this later. Like if we come back, we can write something about it. Like, it's not necessary for like this immediate moment, which I agree with that. Like, I'm fine with that. But I did very much laugh because we do end the series with Barbara getting her belt. She becomes the new Immortal Legend Batgirl.
That's a great shot too. I love that.
Right?
It's a classic Batgirl shot is what that is.
It really is. And
that's
but like
even
with Dick, right, doing sort of like the Spider-Man-y thing, and then with Tim doing the real like kick in the air, flipping around like a Robin would, like all good. But then
great notes.
This did make me laugh because we do get a small epilogue, which is drawn by Dan Mora, and I only recognize this, Andrew, because you get to the credit page here and it says part 1, part 2, Dan Mora and Tamara, like the duo. And I went, where's part 2? Like, what do you mean part 2? It's literally and I'm like,
literally that 2
epilogue, my friends, epilogue. There's a word for this. But we get, Bruce is kind of just like, you know what? I'm taking a step back now. It's up to Barbara. And then we get sort of like a tease to the future with Immortal Red Hood. But like Andrew said, there's no confirmed plans. There was no Jason Todd. There was no mentioning of this. You and I are pretty sure that this was just like Oh shit! Like we drew everybody,
Right? Yeah, like
but
we had
Red
all the
Hood.
Bat main,
Yeah.
like most important Bat family members. We had Bruce, we had Dick, we had Barbara, we had Tim, but we forgot Jason,
Like,
right?
oh,
And so they're
and
like, ah,
Jason's a pretty
crap.
popular one, so I can definitely like
He's an incredibly popular one. Like
for some
they
reason.
skirted over
But
Damien, and that's
I'm
fine,
fine
I
with that.
guess.
I'm fine with that.
I'm okay
Like,
with that.
what? Because then what are we gonna do? Like Immortal Legend Red Robin? I don't know. It gets Immortal Legend Drake, right? Like I don't know. It gets really weird off of this.
No. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't. Oh my god. But the last thing I say is I do like I love his helmet, but I also like as I pulled this up, I think I realized it's because it's a lot like Penny's mech, like the Spider mech from like Marvel Rivals and the comics and stuff. So I'm like, it works. I don't know. I really like it. If they make toys of these guys, I'm screwed. Like I'm gonna buy all.
Oh,
of them.
dude,
I'm gonna be so poor.
Not just like regular screwed, but if they make like Revoltex,
That's what I mean. Like
Revoltech Yamaguchis, which are $120 a pop, you know, but look incredible. I was so mad because I have Flash,
the Flash in the reverse
and Reverse Flash, and I have Spider Armor Mark IV, my favorite one.
Yeah, I
the
have
one that
those.
has
I have
like
that
the
one too.
glowing
Yeah.
green one, and then I have the classic like Marvel Civil War Iron Spider one.
That one's my favorite. I still need to buy it, but that's like my favorite one.
Those are my 4 Revoltex. There are a couple more that I want because there's a Ninja Gaiden set that has Ryu and
Ooh.
Ayane and Kasumi, and I want those really bad because I'm a big
Ooh,
Ninja
yeah.
Gaiden and Dead or Alive fan. But I saw an unboxing and display video specifically of the Flash one where somebody was like showing off the different poses and things they were
Right.
doing with it. I was like, this is making me want to open that so bad.
I
But I'm
can't
like
believe you
committed.
haven't, man.
I'm committed to not until I get some nice glass cases with, you know,
Ah.
like the LED like underlights and
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
to like
yeah. Absolutely.
make it so they don't get like nailed with dust and everything. Because dusting,
And just
you
to
know,
give them
you're a collector like me. Dusting your figures is a tremendous pain in the butt. You're always worried you're gonna knock them over or break something,
or
right?
or just like you don't want to do it. Like there's so much goddamn dust.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
But no, that makes I mean those are the proper figures to give like that reverence to with like a nice case. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's the
totally
same reason
see
why
that.
all my Play Arts guys are still in their boxes.
But I'm genuinely shocked that you haven't yet, just because like I have seen it in person, like at Comic-Cons before,
it
right?
probably
Like multiple.
looks so good.
It makes me like hyperventilate. Like both him and Reverse, I'm just like, this is like the coolest thing. Oh my fuck!
God forbid Revoltech ever just like do a Flash family line where they give me Wally and they give me Bart and they give me Max Mercury and they give me.
If they give me Max, I might cry. Like I will launch an emergency.
Give me Jay. Can you imagine like them doing a Jay?
A Jesse?
Oh,
there's so much I want here. Like, I know we're not particularly fans of the characters, but the Revoltech,
just trying to emotionally prepare me for going broke.
I really am. We have 33 Superman, Spider-Man covers that we need to look through. All right, I'm just getting us all ready. Mary, like, she'll have to know that Christmas is going to be light this year.
I'm in so much pain right now thinking about the Spider-Man Superman crossover variant.
And they keep coming and they keep coming and they keep coming.
Like I'm gonna have to sell some of my like highly valued Pokemon cards just to get all of them at this point.
For those who've missed it, that's what Andrew's like latest obsession is he finally went back and like grabbed his Pokemon cards and he's like, oh, these are actually worth money, even though like duh, I've been telling you that.
no, dude, I won't say it on air.
Yeah, we'll talk.
One of my Mewtwo cards, if I were to get it graded and it got like a decently high grade, it's actually worth.
You can get an absolute carnage trade.
I could get a lot of them.
You could, or I was damn. I was gonna say like what, a down payment on it, but damn, multiple of them. That's crazy. Yeah, we'll get into that, but that's if you guys want to talk Pokemon, that's where Andrew is currently right now for good reason. But let's see. All right, that's Batman. That's Cyclops. Nothing really else to highlight, but I will bring this up because I think it would make all of our viewers laugh at just the audacity of it, I guess, which is Supergirl still going. Supergirl is still bad. Supergirl's about to enter an arc where Connor is very key to it all, and they're gonna go hang out with the Thicktonian. So I'm just like, you bitches would. You would.
I'm gonna note this just because there are weird people on Twitter that don't read comics. Because they do it if it was a different character and colored differently. Maybe it's just a coloring choice here because Kara also has this weird like pinkish reddish skin tone here.
The like darkness of Connor.
Connor, yeah, it's just like, and I'm not like upset about it because
it's just odd.
It's consistent here. Everybody is miscolored here,
right?
Like,
so it's not just like Connor. It's just the weird choice. I mean, you can see it with Lena back there. Yeah, Kara down
like
there.
That's a lack. And
I mean, yeah, even when we go here, right? Like it's less, but you can still see Kara's face is a little pink.
Yeah,
and even
it's both
Lena's
lack of character consistency in terms of how they're supposed to be colored, but also it's lack of contrast. Because look at the backgrounds in the overall panel, like overtone. It's a very pinkish, purplish tone, and now the characters aren't sticking out as well
they're
as
like
they should.
blended. Like, I think you did the right spoke or not spokes. This is we love this guy. Who is it? I'm like blanking. Joe Quinones, of course. Yeah, duh. But Joe's a great artist, and I think if he'd have like kept Kara and the like ground and Lena, like leave them with the pink hue, but then Connor's just a little more bright or normal colored, that is probably what he wanted to go for.
He's in the foreground.
Exactly.
Right?
I think that's probably what they wanted to go for, and something fell apart here because even that panel right here for Connor, like no background, a really weird looking, like
his face looks like it's the same color. It's not literally, but at a first
like
glance,
pretty
it looks
damn
like
close.
it's the same color as the background.
Yeah, so this is just,
and so that's a bad
rough
coloring job.
Yeah, so either way, we're not reading this book, but of course
I do love seeing Connor with the like swooped hair and the grin.
I'm so glad they brought that look back. Like,
yeah.
Yes, like I might be the only person on the planet who is okay with his like t-shirt look, but it's not like a superhero look.
T-shirt look.
I never get that. I don't know why
like,
nobody.
It's just, I don't know. To me, it's just boring.
Like, just hit me. Yeah, like I get that. I guess like for me, it you know,
and
mid
especially
2000s
in contrast with this, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because
like contrast with
hair,
this.
because also it was like everything was just a gigantic step downwards for me in terms of like making him look distinct.
Because then they like buzzed his head.
He looks like they just buzz his hair and threw him in a t-shirt and jeans. Is like really like he had one of the like most 90s like rockin' looks for a young hero.
I was always okay with the shirt in the sense that like it's the early 2000s, mid 2000s. This is sort of like everybody was trying to do that more like realistic bent on everything.
Yeah.
And so like as far as that concept goes, you have Connor just putting on.
From freaking loving this run.
Well, no, of course not. That's one of the best just DC runs in general. But like it worked to me of just like, you know, I'm Superman. I just put on like, you know, I don't need more than that. Was sort of like kind of what I was getting from it at the time, right? Like I agree that it's not visually as interesting, but it like to me it's like, okay, yeah, he's going through an identity crisis, he's just trying to be something, like it worked for that. But then yeah, like this is way superior. I love this look all the more. It's kind of hard to think of the same character. Like
it really is, and that's the thing, they look like two completely different characters. It's not like with a lot of other DC heroes or even Marvel heroes who have had, you know, design tweaks, but they all share a similar theme. Right? They're just different takes on the theme. Whereas like with this, it's just like it's not the same character. It's hard to, because also he ends up being written differently too, was also the thing.
Yeah.
Like in that era where he was just that super grounded, like t-shirt, jeans, buzz cut, like his characterization was wholly different from how he was in Young Justice. Right.
Well, like Johns was the only one who got it right, because Connor was supposed to be going through that period of like, oh shit, I don't know who I am. I'm part Lex Luthor, like rediscovery, which, you know, teenager gets his world rocked. I can see that happening for a time, but then everybody sort of took that and was like, oh, he's just angsty McAngst face, and that
Yeah.
wasn't fun. That wasn't good. So
Yeah,
I just wanted to drop in and go, hey, look, they still hate us. They're still trying for us.
yeah, for real.
But that aside, us being firmly planted in the world of DC, let's finally hop over to the book we've been talking about sort of in passing all night. The big book of the week. We have DC K.O. number 4, which I definitely thought this was the last issue. I don't know why I thought it was only 4. Maybe because this event sucks that much that I was,
you know what? It was you and me both. For a second, I thought this was the last issue, and then I was like halfway through, and I was like, "This is a
same
5
here.
star.
I had to like look at how many pages I had left, and I was like, oh, we're getting
I was
another.
like, this
like,
is not wrapping up here.
Yeah.
And then there's also the epilogue issue, right? That they're gonna do.
Of course, yeah, and
Because we have to
to,
have
to
that.
say nothing of all the other like tie-ins in the next level or whatever, blah 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 blah
So,
blah 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 blah.
I'm so glad that I was able to exercise some restraint and like not grab every single tie into this, because I completely skipped Titans because I
Yep.
haven't been reading Titans, and I have no interest in reading Titans at this point. Like I know that a good writer could still tell a good story, but to me, if it lacks a certain team makeup, or at least specific members of a specific team makeup, I'm just not interested in the Titans book.
Which is completely fair,
It's
right?
hard to
Like,
convince me. I know there are plenty of people that like they're totally good, like swapping in and out members, and hey, more power to them. That's perfectly.
I like
fine.
swapping
But
them
for me,
around, but there's definitely like I'm more invested if the John's team is around, essentially.
Yeah,
right. Like
there's a core that if it's missing, I just don't care.
I'm okay with it missing like 1 or 2 people every now and then, but they too constantly like take out, like they go over the limit, right? Instead of taking out
Too
like 2
frequently,
people,
they
it's like they
remove
take
too
out
many
4.
of them,
Yeah,
or they
exactly.
remove ones that are specifically like, come on, guys, these characters are the draw.
For what you're like when Wally came back, and then like they kind of like wrote him out of Titans, or said like this is why
they
he's not
wrote him
hanging.
out, and then they removed Dick.
Right, but at the
And
time
they removed like Wally, Dick, and I think Garth, like
And Garth
all
too,
in
yeah.
like one hit. It was like, what are
Which
we
is
doing here?
like you got rid of every like the new Teen Titans fans are going to be upset because of that. The John's Titans fans, like it was rough for a little while there. So I am proud of you though, because I remember like with Venom War, you went all. That's generally that's what you do. Like you specifically, like you do like to grab the entire story when
I want
something is
all
coming
the
out.
contacts.
Right.
And, unfortunately, Venom War, there were some useless books in there, useless tie-ins. But I'll be
Wolverine.
happy when I get the omnibus that has
Absolutely. So,
because a lot of it was drawn by Ebon.
which is, I still love that you and I were like, is this Ebon on the Magic the Gathering box? And we were like,
And it
there's
was.
no credits.
It
And then he's like,
absolutely
guess
was.
what? And we were like, we know, we freaking know. Like we got this.
freaking called it. Yeah.
But back off of Marvel, back here to DC. So, did you pick this one up? This variant? I haven't seen your stack shot this week, but dude.
Oh yeah, I forgot to post it. I took the photo and then I just forgot to post it.
Oh, nice.
No, my shop was out of that foil one.
What? All right, I'm gonna go back
Yeah.
to get
Well,
it because...
I didn't get there till like 2:30 or something like that. It's been
You
such
were
a
kinda
busy
late, yeah.
week. Usually I try to get there on my
Did you get
lunch
this one?
break. No, my shop didn't have that one.
Oh
either.
my god! All right, I'm
Um,
going tomorrow and getting both. Like that is a fucking
My shop
crime to me.
actually
That's a
only had-
crime.
My shop had 2 covers for the it's the Sirens whatever mini. that they're
Oh yeah,
doing,
yeah,
right?
the yeah,
Yeah,
Cyrus.
they didn't have the Suzumiya variant there.
And there's 2 of them. Like there's the foil and there's the regular, and they didn't have either. That's wild to me. Like
They didn't have either of those versions. Like
All
they were
right.
just plain. They actually only had a couple issues left of the like the other 2 covers that were non.
really, like
Yeah. So
when
either they didn't order a bunch, or
I'm gonna
because
say
I
they didn't.
got there late, a bunch were already grabbed.
I don't know. Like when I went, my shop, like they're very selective in what they order, and
Mhm.
both of those covers were like the big stacks on the shelf. I was like, smart, obviously. The foils, like absolute, and then a Sozo, perfect. So I'm gonna run tomorrow. I'm gonna grab that. But also, like, just to that note, like I did grab this cover. When we're
Managed to
talking
get
about
the
covers.
peach-
Yep,
the peach cover.
the connecting variant to X-Men, but I did laugh to myself because I've talked about this on foil variant. My shop, like, it's me and one other person who likes Peach Momoko, and they only order like 1 or 2 variants of her stuff every week.
So you're
and
fighting for it.
It's like I don't know who, like, I don't think he knows who I am, and I don't think I know who he is yet, but like I'm always like, I need to get to the shop on time more than ever, because if I don't, like, I'm not gonna get my Peach thing. Case in point, the single one that was on the shelf of this variant.
Only one.
And I was like,
holy crap.
and this is like one they've been advertising. It's the walk away connecting one. And I was like, wow, crazy. But anyway, back to KO.
Is that Black Cat piece that I showed you, is that a cover? Or is that just a piece that she did?
That's going to be a cover for something.
Oh, is it going to be a cover?
Okay. You and I, like, she just hasn't said it yet. It's just like, it's
so
clearly going to be
maybe
something.
it'll be a Black Cat variant.
Maybe?
Okay. Well,
we'll keep an eye, because it's a really good one. I should show you another good Peach one.
I'll get it for you
that I think
if my shop has
hell
it,
yeah.
you can grab it.
Which you saved my ass on the Cyclops one today, which, like, Marvel vs. Capcom, how could I not?
Oh yeah.
Right? So, but back to, speaking of Marvel vs. Capcom, speaking of fighting and tournaments, look at that. We just rolled right back into that one.
There it is. There it is.
There's
the segue.
As you guys can tell, this, if you guys remember, DC K.O. last issue, we finally got, we're in the final-ish round, and we got Darkseid bringing in his champions to fight our Trinity. Of course, that is the absolute Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, as is pictured on this week's cover. Also in that really cool ending shot from last week. How do I even want to preface this? Because...
Oh, man. I almost feel like it makes more sense to skip forward and do the setup part first.
I think so, too.
Later on in the issue where we find out how they even got there,
which
provides context for like who they are and why they're actually there, because we've been going back and forth trying to figure out, like, are these like time remnants, like what are these, like, which they kind of are. They were,
which is really dumb.
Yeah. It was like, so they went the super safe route. Okay.
Yep, and like it was the route that you and I both were like, this is probably the only way they can get away with it.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what we predicted, and
but it's still lame.
It's unfortunate, but I get it. But it's still lame, right?
Right.
Especially
100%.
because it's Scott Snyder, and right now Scott Snyder's been taking a lot of big swings, like high risk, high reward swings.
Which is like,
that it kind of just hammers in more and more that this event was like, hey, DC's like, hey, figure out a way to get the absolute universe and the Prime Earth like together, and it's like, man. And we talked about this as soon as they announced it. Like, I don't need that.
We don't need that. And like this doesn't really add anything to that. But yeah,
I would say I actually like the interactions between Absolute Diana and our Diana.
Of course, yeah.
That brief moment we get of Absolute Bruce and our Bruce, just because that one's kind of comical. The ones between the Dianas are like, okay, this is a Diana moment, like an actual Diana moment. Like they feel like themselves, right?
And it feels nice to see.
The Superman one kind of sucked.
The Superman one does really suck. It's just like, oh, they're fighting. Okay, whatever. The Wonder Woman one felt good because it kind of it hits what you and I talk about a lot, where like the absolute Diana is probably like, she's more Diana than our Diana. So it's nice to see, like,
lately, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to see, like,
what do you expect when Tom King's writing the solo?
God. But it's nice, like, it's sort of she's seeing herself, like they're both seeing themselves and sort of getting this subconscious confirmation that, like, I am a good person. I like Wonder Woman does not.
It's that thing corrupt. That Diana says. Absolute Diana said it a few times in the run, and even in the annual from this week. So good, guys. We probably won't.
Thing. Yeah. Yes, we probably won't cover the annual this week. We might touch on it when we get to the next issue. But damn, was that annual super good? Like,
and the art. Who the hell drew it? I forget. We had a guest artist.
We did, and they actually
so good.
They actually tried at Hayden's paneling. Like slightly,
they tried,
and they actually kind of pulled it off
a little bit. Yeah, they tried leaning into it a little. They didn't do anything totally crazy. Like,
no.
Remember the one where it was like that dais like paneling style where you had the center circle, right, and then followed by like 20 panels.
Yeah,
of,
like
small, like that,
spanning
like,
it out.
Hey, you're crazy. you were an absolute madman.
Like you
but
are
it looked
insane.
amazing.
Yeah,
I just wish I liked your art style specifically
just a little more,
bit
right?
more.
Yeah,
Right. But your
but
paneling is insane.
and so I was like, I was really at first I actually thought when I read that I was like, oh, Hayden did the paneling and they got this guy to draw it, and then I went, oh no, it's all him.
No, yeah.
Bravo, like good
Yeah, because
job.
otherwise it would have credited Hayden Sherman
Yep.
for like breakdowns or,
Just
or whatever, right? Or
and
layouts.
and Sherman's name would have been on like the cover too, because it's like the other artist. So
Yeah.
I was really impressed with that. Coming back here with our other absolute team, so the setup to all this basically,
Face, I can't not see that face now and see one of the guys. For a little like foil variant lore, like before the show, Mav like whips up usually around 4, sometimes more, like options for the thumbnail for the show for the
for us
episode.
to like talk about, look at, be like,
Yeah,
what
to
are we
like, all right,
feeling?
what's the one that we're feeling here the most, right? And one of the options he threw, like just as like fun, was literally this shot of Darkseid's mug. And it, like, honestly, I was tempted to just go with that one because it was so funny.
Like,
Yeah, right.
like yeah, this is so ridiculous.
It looks so ridiculous, but it's kind of like the amount of ridiculous that I'm kind of here for.
I already had all of our selections for this week, and then I was like, this is an extra one. I know it's bad, but holy crap, like it's making me laugh so hard. And I just sent that to him, and it's fantastic because like what are we doing here?
I loved it. It was fun.
Tex and Cap, hey buddy, happy to see you. No worries about jumping late. Sorry to hear that everybody is sick, but I hope you're doing what you can to at least like stay sane, take care of yourself.
Emergency, vitamin C, airborne, like live off of that stuff right
Get that
now.
NyQuil, all right? No more. Like I remember being younger and being like, no, I don't want to take NyQuil because I don't want to get like I don't need the sleep thing. I don't want to throw things off. No,
that
screw
kind of
it.
attitude's a young man's game.
Exactly. That's exactly what I mean. Yep,
Like,
exactly.
I've got freaking MegaCon coming up at the end of next month. The entire
So fast.
All the weeks leading up to MegaCon, I am going to be basically having a like injection of vitamin C and zinc and magnesium and everything to like try my damnedest to not come back from
With
MegaCon
con crud.
and it be like last year, where it's like,
oh yeah, that's
fine.
right.
I was perfectly fine all the way up through the entirety of the con. I come back, what was it, like Sunday night? And I felt fine Sunday night.
And you were fine. You were still fine, yeah.
And then I woke up that next day and I felt like hell. And I was like, crap, I got it. Right? Like I got stupid
I woke up because you're like ahead of me in time, but like I woke up to a message from you being like, like not that, but like that sentiment, like, God, it happened. Like we said it wasn't gonna happen. And I was like, no, we tried. Like you tried.
I tried boosting my immune system last year, but apparently I undershot.
Which like
so I'm using that.
We know now, yeah.
Going forward.
There you go. Yeah, see, take those vitamins every day. We're old people now.
Yeah,
we got to start doing this. So, as Andrew and I were saying, the reason we jumped sort of ahead in the issue is because the setup gives a lot of context of the fight that we will go back and talk about. So, what we learn in this bit is that obviously we knew that Darkseid was controlling Booster. We've seen that. He's, destroyed all their plans before. Here, Darkseid finally goes, like he essentially uses Booster as a portal that like now I can come, because remember he is absolute universe. So this is sort of a way to get like an avatar of sorts into our universe. And obviously he's giant. He is King Omega. He's scary as hell. And
the gigantic Darkseid is kind of terrifying.
Like it is pretty cool, right? Like aside from the fact that I now just see him like yelling like the Hulk, like,
it's hard not to
I
laugh
know.
at that. Like artistically, that's actually a great piece, but for whatever reason, I find it hilarious.
It's I don't know why. I don't know, a great piece, but yeah, I laugh too hard at it. So the everybody goes into a fight, or like the Trinity joins up with the Absolute Trinity. The regular Trinity frees the Absolute Trinity. From what we learn is Darkseid's like mind control, just like pure control, which is,
and it looks like it happened, how I read it anyway, was after Clark clocked Booster. That's what like maybe broke his concentration or his control.
Oh yeah, because on this page they're all brawling, and then at one last second, Clark he hears Booster Darkseid giving orders, and just boom, and just goes off on him.
Yeah, he actually clocks him. Like, you don't want to get clocked by Clark.
And this is it sucks, but it's Booster. He's just a dude.
Yeah, Booster's just a dude with some tech.
And you're getting hit by full power Omega angry Superman. Yeah, this is more appropriate of MJ. Dead. Yeah, exactly. This is where that should have happened.
Kind of be dead.
But so they all run in, they're all fighting. We get this
I will say really quick, just to interject, this is really good paneling here.
Yes.
With the way that they have, so for those who don't know, here's a little bit of comic craft for you. When you're writing a script, and if you're the artist, when you're laying it out, you want to do it in such a way that the reader's eye is drawn to where it's supposed to be, right? And what's done here by the artist is Darkseid's Omega beams actually lead the reader where they're supposed to go on the page. And I thought that was
cool.
really, really well done, really clever.
It's really well done.
Good job.
I will say this: everybody at DC who tends to write a story with the Omega beams always really I think everybody just gets it, right? I think back to that.
Oh, that's a tool. I can use that. Right.
I think back to Final Crisis, when Bats and Darkseid have their showdown, and he shoots those last beams as he shoots the gun, and it serves as the paneling borders, not like the guides here, but it cuts it all off, and I'm that's so good. It's so perfect. But yeah, Smart. They do the same here, but we get something sort of weird, which is, if you guys know the Omega beams, they are it's nothingness incarnate, essentially. It's being blasted with null.
It eradicates whatever it touches.
And not even in a sense of it burns it away, but you're gone. It's just,
you just cease to be.
Exactly. And somehow Clark takes one here straight to the face.
He takes full power Kamehameha, K.O. Ken times 10
from
Omega beam.
From God Darks, God, he's already a god, but
lastly, in the the absolute universe, they honestly probably could have called it Omega if they wanted.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't. Just because
too.
Absolute is already the name they used for their nice omnibuses. So I don't. So now when I'm I can't wait for Absolute Batman. Are you talking about Absolute Batman Court of Owls? You're talking about Absolute Batman,
you should have gone Omega. I think honestly, now that I think about it more,
and thematically and everything, and the way you guys have been playing with it, I think it should have been the Omega universe. Because then you could also go the Alpha universe.
Yeah,
Omega.
Yeah, exactly.
It's easy, but it works.
And in this universe, Darkseid refers to himself as the last god or final god, or something like that, right?
Or just
he took
the end
out
all
the other
all.
Celestials and new gods and whatnot,
which is so awesome.
He's freaking scary mofo, right?
Right.
He doesn't play around. We've said this before on the show. People are "Oh, who's more powerful, Thanos or Darkseid?"
That's not no, dude. That's not
guys. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're a bigger Marvel fan than you are a DC fan. That is not a contest.
Even with the gauntlet and all the stones, it's not a contest.
It's really not.
Thanos would snap, and Darkseid would just be standing there.
Yeah,
and he'd be what? Why didn't you change? Why aren't you a bait? And he's Darkseid is that's
Darkseid.
All it now. Okay, now I kind of want to see that, but
right. Give me Marvel DC. You want to sell a bunch of comic books? Give me another Marvel DC crossover. Not just the Deadpool Batman one was fun or whatever.
I genuinely think they want to start doing that, and this is just them testing the water.
They're probably testing the water.
Batman, Deadpool, Superman, Spider-Man. Your 4 biggest guys,
Superman, Spider-Man. If that pops off, I think it's going to in terms of sales for both of them.
There's no way it can't.
Think we get another Avengers, Justice League.
Oh man, and give it to somebody, because remember that was Kurt Busiek and George Perez, so that's a Titan team there. You're gonna need
I'm gonna say this, and you're gonna love it, and I don't know if we're gonna get it. You ready?
Ready. I'm braced.
Give me Wade and Mora.
Yes, actually, like,
'Cause Wade has written for both universes.
and he knows both. Like,
He does.
and when I say that, guys,
So he'll understand the characters
and how they play.
and how they should interact with each other on a level that the vast majority of other writers out there
Would
just
not.
wouldn't.
Dude, yeah, okay, like, it's gonna be King, right? Or like Williamson,
Oh.
but like
Williamson, I wouldn't be mad
I know,
about,
I would be good with Williamson.
but Wade would
And, like,
write that event like
nobody's business. Yeah, I think back to not only like Wade has written for them, he loves them, like he's been there on both publishers for a while. He literally did like the new history of the Marvel universe and then the new history of the DC universe. The dude is like on like what do you call it? Like he's up to date on what all of this needs to be.
He's on game.
Yeah, there you go, even better. So
To use the Gen Z.
yeah, are we hip now? Are we cool?
Hello there, fellow kids.
That's where we're at now. But
That's where we're at.
yeah, so like you and I talked about this. If anybody would survive a blast, it's Soups. Okay.
And if we use the context that he's been absorbing all of this Omega energy, okay,
Which, like,
I guess
maybe, but that's another thing with
it's
DC.
still like a really hard, like, man, this is like final god level dark side.
That's what I mean. Like,
I don't know if anything's surviving that. Really.
and that's where like it bothers me that we see Lex survives it, and Clark is just like, oh, he stood behind me and that shielded him, and I'm like, no, like that's
no.
Look at the top panel up there.
It's
They're,
a-
like literally the ground is being blasted
It's
away
a gigantic wave
from under
It's not
Joker.
just-
Like,
it's not just the two beams, right? The two little laser beams from his eyeballs. It's
which is what it normally is, but yeah, because he's so
that's what it normally
powered.
is, but this is the last god, absolute dark side. This is I am eradicating whatever the hell I look at.
Right. And so like it's just I feel like we didn't get a good enough setup for him surviving, because they really because he even does the thing again where we talk about with our how did we survive the Phantom Zone thing, because he just goes like Clark roars fighting through the blast, burning but alive, willing his cells to hold. Maybe it's the Omega energy, maybe it's the Knuckles, or maybe it's something else. And I'm like,
my initial thing was like, is it like those not gauntlets, but like the knuckle things that he like brought with him, like to absorb that energy or whatever?
Yeah.
Because those contain like the energy
like
of whatever
mini
it was,
suns,
1,000 suns or something like that.
in
Like,
each
okay,
knuckle. Like,
if you had actually stated that instead of giving me like a maybe it's a this or maybe it's a that, like I would have been like, okay,
right?
enough.
Like just say like, you know, there was just
tell
enough
me.
charge for him to like push it back, like, just enough. I can take that. But when you go, I don't know, might have been something. It's if you don't tell us what that is, which there's a good chance they won't. They'll just say like it's the spirit of Superman, right? Like now I'm just, what's the point then? What was the risk here? But from there we get I guess you would say a twist where Lex knocks out Superman in the final round, so now he is the King Omega, which is okay, fine, whatever, we'll see how that plays out. But then we get our flashback and we learn that, you know, obviously we go back to Darkseid and his Absolute Legion, and we learn the King Omega, the final god, Darkseid in this universe, right? Like he is the be all, the end. Like this is, I almost made this a panel or like a thumbnail, Andrew, but it's just too contextless. But I was like,
too contextless. Plus, you'd have to like zoom in even further on his face because of
all the word bubbles.
The dog,
and that's what I was running. That's what I was running into, and I was like, if this was like a really like a members only stream where we knew everybody was as much of a dork as we were, I might have gone with it, because it's like, this is, to me, I was like, oh shit, like that's scary. Like this is actually scary in terms of like comic books to me, right? Like giant Zordon Darkseid, but essentially
Zordon Darkseid. That's pretty accurate,
right?
Actually, in that image.
So what we learn essentially is that, like Andrew was saying, the way before, so as before this issue, what we knew was that Darkseid warped into the Justice League tower, started attacking them. They fought back. I forget who gives the blow, but it causes like a fissure that he like falls into, and that fissure takes him to the. They had a different name for it, but it was like Earth like Mystery Earth. Remember? Because it was like after Dark Crisis, there was one random universe that they couldn't access. Like they had no idea what it was. He falls there. He rewrites it. That's all we knew. So we learn here that what he did, as Andrew said, is he went through and he killed all, you know, the new gods, all, you know, your wave riders, just anybody cosmic. And that gave him this Omega energy, which you and I have called out before, is like, where did this even come from? Why isn't it being generated anywhere else like ever before?
Like constantly when there's conflict and battle going on everywhere.
Which like this, so okay, they gave us an explanation.
The whole thing. Maybe that's all funneling into him.
Maybe.
But then at that point, it's like the universe and the multiverse and the omniverse is like filled with conflict. So like he's constantly being fueled if that's the case.
Right. So like, did you really need to go kill them all to like get extra? Like it's just, it's one of those things where it's a rule, but it's so undefined that it might as well just not be one. Because what does it mean? So I did like this little reference though, because we see him like making the earth and he has his like, it's like his hand around it, and that's like the Krona hand when the universe gets like created. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But from there, what we learn is that he basically tells them like, we're gonna go invade, we're gonna go fight, these are my champions, right? Like they're all infused with my energy because they were born here. And but
somehow they're like still fighting back against my energy.
Which is what we'll get into that, because that's where I get really confused too. But essentially he goes, all right, we're going to do this tournament thing. We're going to fight them, pull everybody from like the near immediate future, right? That point in their history, the present in their eyes is unwritten, right? So like, that's what Andrew and I were saying. They got away with it because they're essentially doing what they're doing in Justice League Unlimited, where they're just like pulling them out for like a second of time, and they're not going to remember it. But it is also just sort of like, I don't know, like it's not satisfying. Even though we knew this was coming, like I just can't get over how
we like braced ourselves for it, but it is still unfortunate. It's like they couldn't come up with something a little more clever than that, because just again, it feels like the safe play in an event that is just doing the most unsafe and mostly not smart plays. Yeah,
right. So it's like, why did you decide to stay really safe with this one thing? And then so that's what's weird. And so they go grab them and they take them back to the tournament, and that's how they enter. Before we move on from this page, obviously you and I got to talk about, for all we hate the book, it's weird that Absolute Wally is not in this group shot.
Absolute Wally is not present here.
But instead you get Catwoman and Ollie, who died after 4 panels.
Who are secondary characters, one of which has only appeared in a handful of pages. The other appeared in a few pages and was killed in the same issue he debuted in.
So when they're talking here, guys, about like go into the future that's unwritten and grab them, like Ollie shouldn't be here because there is no, at the point we are at right now, he's dead.
His skull got caved in by Absolute Hawkman.
Like undeniably so. Like he takes the body and throws it on the table. Like there.
Yeah, no. And when I say caved in, half of his head is missing. Like he is definitively dead. There's no like, well, maybe he made it. No. He didn't make it.
He's so dead that they
went. He's not kind of hanging on. He's
done. He's so dead that they went with like real world physics for that mace hit instead of like comic books. Like that's how dead he is.
Yeah, he's not hanging around anymore. He's done.
So
he didn't make it, guys.
Yeah. From there, we learn that like the entire universe is a weapon of sorts that Darkseid is creating. They don't follow up on that or even like mention it again in the issue, which I'm fine with.
Why would they?
Right, exactly. But that is more interesting than a tournament. Like, what do you mean a universe is a weapon? Like, what is that?
You got to fight against the whole universe.
But
maybe they were like, I don't know how to turn this into an actual like visual narrative.
You
So
might be onto something.
I'm just gonna do the anime tournament
Yeah,
arc
like
here.
what are we gonna do? Are we gonna
Do
make
it worse.
like Ultimates, the Ultimates War Machines? Like, are we just gonna do that with like a universe? Like, okay,
Yeah.
that is admittedly really stupid. Like,
Yeah,
not even
exactly.
good
That's
comic
like-
stupid.
It's like there's only so much you can convince me of. So maybe this was the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, well,
Maybe.
somebody will write a forward someday to the collected edition, and we'll finally find out. I know it. But
I want to be clear, like this is not meant to be as
No.
a disrespect to Scott Snyder. I actually love a lot more of what Scott Snyder writes than what I don't. I love his Batman run in the New 52. Both of us have been praising the hell out of Absolute Batman basically from issue 1, right?
It's
what
so much
convinced
fun.
me to
Yeah.
dive into Absolute in general, right? Because
You were out.
I was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm glad you're excited for that. I'm good. Like, I don't care about the multiverse stuff. And you're like, dude, just for the sake of the show, pick up issue 1 of Absolute Batman.
And I was
We'll
even
talk
like,
about it.
we'll talk
If you're
about it.
if you're not jiving with it, okay.
And guess what? If you're not jiving, now you have something that I know will be worth like $900 in a bit. Like, I'm
Right.
helping you out here.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was like, okay, I'll pick up issue 1. And then I picked up issue 1. I was like, hot damn.
Like, this is really,
I
really
actually
good.
really like this. And at the time, we didn't yet have Fractions Batman. So
No.
I also didn't have a good like normal Prime Universe Batman or the Zero Batman, right?
Well,
and so
we did, because that was All In. So you and I we got both of them at the exact same time. Absolute started with that All In.
did they start in the same month though?
Yep. Because they both pour out of the All In special.
Oh, that's right. Okay, because like the first issue or 2 of All In Batman, I forget who the writer was. I was like, oh man, this is cool. And then they like gave away the premise or the mystery like immediately. And then I was like, oh. And then also on top of that, like after
Jorge.
issue 2, Jimenez wasn't on it until the final issue of that first arc. And I was like, oh. So like it was just it was a super what the hell?
Whoa. I
don't
see
know
the
what
sound
happened.
panels.
I don't know what happened to my my camera there, but yeah, it just kind of like fell apart. It was super underwhelming, but yeah, like Absolute surprised me genuinely in a positive way, and I was like, okay, I'll check out the next ones. I'll check out Absolute Wonder Woman #1, Absolute Superman #1, and I'm like the black sheep. Absolute Superman's actually my favorite of the universe.
It is, yeah.
It's my favorite of the Absolute universe right now. Most people's it's Batman, and that's
Which makes
fair,
sense.
because it's really good. Absolute Wonder Woman
I think that might be
DC's
mine.
best book.
Yeah, dude. Like,
It
it's
might be DC's best
wildly
book right
good.
now.
It's
so good. But there's something about Absolute Superman that hits with me, and I can't quite verbalize it yet.
And I think I'm with you, and I think we just need a couple more. Like, this arc probably needs to roll out, and then we'll be able to like, this is what we're talking
Let me have
about.
like Absolute Clark
Right.
be Superman.
Right. I think
and
that's
see what that looks like.
And then once that happens, you and I will be able to be like, this is what we were feeling. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because I think right now there's
we were
just
like
too
it was
much
this
in the open.
premonition thing that we both had,
Yeah.
right? Where we're like preemptively having these expectations and like just waiting for the book to catch up.
Right, exactly. And we could believe that it could, right?
Yeah.
Side note, I looked it up. The writer for that little all-in run on Batman was Chip. It was Chip Zdarsky.
It was Zdarsky. So he was just following after his whatever era of DC that was called. I actually don't have Zdarsky's trades yet. I just have all the Tynions.
Oh, for Batman?
Yeah,
they're
I've
not
got all the
bad.
hardcovers. I've got all the hardcovers for Tynion. I know Zdarsky had that cool moment where he
And
like,
that's
dropped
literally
out of
all I'm
orbit.
ever going to bring up, because that's what I was going to bring up right here, where Batman re-enters the atmosphere.
He
like, it's so
re-enters.
good.
That's pretty wild. It's absolutely a Cuz Comics moment, but it looks cool.
And it works.
That's for sure.
Like
Yeah.
the logic at least tracks in everything he does. Like, when he takes off his like tights or like his underwear, his trunks, and he's like, wrap it around my face for the heat resistance. I'm like,
Yeah.
duh, of course that's going to be a heat resistant material. Like, that's just smart. Like, hell yeah. Oh, before we move on, Tex
Cool
Ancap
moment.
says, Canary #1 and 2 were dope. I still need to read 3. Canary? Like a Black Canary series? Am I missing
Black
something?
Canary?
The last one I remember was the fight
the
one.
the only Canary series that I knew of was the one that Wade was, or not Wade, King was
It was
writing,
King, yeah, the like
right?
where she's fighting everybody or whatever.
And then he asked prior to that, did Wade
Yeah,
recover
and
from
that's what I was gonna go.
TDS or
Yeah,
get too
because we
close
were
to being
talking
drugged?
about Wade writing our potential crossover, our Marvel DC
Yeah.
crossover.
So
Yeah,
here's
did
the
Wade
thing
recover
with
from TDS?
the intellectual honesty that we kind of prop ourselves up on, and we pride ourselves on here, is that two things can be true. A writer can hold and espouse very vocally, in Wade's case, um, you know, ideals that we either agree with or disagree with, whatever it is. Wade is somebody who is very vocal on social media about his political
Yep.
beliefs. However, you agree or disagree with that is whatever. That is something that is still separate from his ability to write
Which should
superheroes.
be something we
You
can credit him for, because we do
you
know,
could
like, to ANCAP, we know that it doesn't always happen that smooth,
yeah.
like that divide. Like, not a lot of people are able to do that divide. It
Correct.
always
It
bleeds
is very
over.
frequent that there is bleed over there where somebody is like hyper whatever direction they lean,
Right.
they're hyper political on their and vocal on their social media or wherever else. And that absolutely bleeds into their writing, and it affects their writing negatively, because then it's clear, well, you're not writing this because you want to write a good story. You're writing this because you're trying to make a political statement, whether
Bingo.
it's to
Yeah.
one direction or the other. Wade, despite the fact that, yes, clearly he is not a fan of the current president, he has never been, he is very vocal about this, and
And a little
he
unhinged about it. Yeah.
and unhinged about it. Whether you like the current president or like Wade or dislike either of them,
Like, that's just a fact.
the way that Wade interacts on social media regarding it, he's a little bit unhinged about it for sure. However, he is also probably second to none when it comes to writing these superheroes. And two things have to be true when you're dealing with intellectual honesty. You have to be able to say, this can be true. He probably should have his phone taken away.
We say that all
Or
the
at least
time.
or like just like, hey, down who I don't know, handler, wife,
I
whatever.
was thinking that too. I was thinking like handler, but that sounds wrong. But
Just
like,
give
yep.
him a flip phone. No social media is attached to this thing, right? Give him a flip phone to deal with when it comes to texts and phone calls, and that's all he needs.
And then you send him
He
things that, like, if there's a good fan art, like you don't make him go into the mines, because then he'll just get wrapped up in it.
Exactly. And at the same time, he can write superheroes incredibly well. He understands these characters. And it's a weird dichotomy, and it fair enough, because we do often, like we just said, see a lot of cases where people put their political or social leanings first, and the quality of
And
the
it tells.
writing
Yeah.
ends up showing that, right? Because they can't actually write. They're just writing whatever their personal
They're just
ideology
using
is.
it as a soapbox
It's a soapbox, it's a platform,
platform.
whatever.
Yeah. So
Wade doesn't do that. He just writes really good superhero comics. Like, if social media didn't exist, nobody would have a clue about how he feels, and
how
they wouldn't
wild
have any
it would
they
be.
wouldn't have any idea of like how
It would be the good
nutso he
old,
is when it
like,
comes to that.
it would be like the good old days where, like, you would go to a con and he would say, like, you would ask him at a panel and he would talk at a panel, and then it became like
Mhm.
like everybody would know, like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, Mark Wade, is like that. But it wouldn't be so like in your face all the time. The surrounding, like, culture wouldn't also be like, you have to get angry about this. Like,
Right.
there's a lot not at
Or
play
you have to
there.
support this or whatever,
Right.
right? Because it wouldn't be so hyper politicized one way or the other. But unfortunately, we're in the era that we're in.
We are here.
And so that's where we just have to, with how we try to run this show, we're not trying to
Absolutely.
speak for how anybody else runs their business, runs their house, but how we try to run this show is intellectual honesty. And we can say, hey, man, like, put the phone down, just write comics because you're really good at it.
Just please, like, yeah, like,
You
go out, like,
know?
touch a grass of anybody, like,
And
100% there.
and you saying that, especially, I think, because you also you lean a little more his way,
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
but you're also like not crazy, and you're like, hey man, like put the phone down, just like write your
I'm
superheroes
like,
because you're
you
really
have
good
a,
at that.
because it's a lot of like, okay, I see what you're saying, and you do have like a criticism here, but you are being so insane about it. How is anybody supposed to listen to you? right?
It's
Like
it's the whole thing where it's hard to want to listen to somebody who's screaming at you,
that's 100%
right?
what, and like somebody who goes, what again, like no, not getting into the politics, but when the Butler assassination attempt happened, and he was like,
Yeah.
I wish like he shouldn't have missed. Like I wish he was, more accurate. It's
That doesn't
like this,
help, and
it's just
that only
off-putting. Yeah,
raises tensions,
exactly.
right?
It's
And
like
raises emotions.
even if a lot of people would have thought that, like just saying it and putting it out there and like giving that okay socially that's something we can talk about.
Yeah.
It's rough. It's
That's
rough for
like,
Wade.
man, like dial it back, man. Like calm
Please.
down a little
Get
bit.
him
Like
on,
have a
just
conversation.
get him those flip phones that have like the big old people buttons, because it's only for calling, or the
Right.
ones that for the kids that have like 3 pre-programmed numbers. That's all you can do.
Right.
It's like your
You
wife,
get to call mom, you can
DC,
call dad.
yeah, mom, dad, wife, DC. And Marvel. Like that's
Yeah.
all you're allowed to call.
Yeah.
Tex Ancap says Canary is a Western written by Snyder for Dark Horse. Oh, dude. I haven't heard of it,
so
but
he
I will
wasn't
check
referring to
into it.
Black Canary.
No, I think
Okay.
it's actually like Canary.
I just hear Canary and I'm like, Black Canary? 'Cause
Same here.
I
Absolutely.
recoiled internally immediately. I'm like, because King was writing that.
But that's where
right?
I was like, but I know Ancap. Like he's talked to us. Like we chat with him. Like he
Yeah.
wouldn't go for that. Like that's why I was like really taken
Yeah.
aback. I was like, okay, I got to hear what he's talking about. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But back to DC K.O. We
Mm-hmm.
so from there, so the Legion assembles his team. We get a moment where Saturn Girl like looks into Darkseid's mind and realizes like, oh, like it's basically like looking onto the face of God, but God is completely evil, like in
Mhm.
its core. And she sort of realized, like, dude, in that moment, she understood something, a single phrase that haunted all who heard it.
I'm sure both you and I were the same here. We already knew what that phrase was
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
this-
But it's-
before we ever turned the page.
But just like
Dark
seeing
side
it,
is
I was just like, oh, like that's the good stuff. Like give me another
Yeah.
hit of that page turn. That was amazing. Like
injected
so, like,
into my veins.
just like we've been saying, like they've been handling
There-
all
there
the
are
Omega
good
stuff
moments
is
in
good,
this.
right? Like the other Dark Side or the Superman was like pretty good, even though they
Mm-hmm. that
immediately
was a
dropped
pretty-
it.
I was gonna say, like, it was an incredibly awesome moment for about 5 seconds.
If that, like maybe 3, but so from there we that's basically where the issue ends. Is we learn that the Absolute Trinity is taken from a little bit forward from current continuity, and Saturn Girl is now like super aware of not like to the Legion right now. Darkseid is essentially their Thanos, right? Like he's powerful and he's the ruler of everything, but they don't necessarily understand what what Darkseid is. So now she does. So this is basically her.
Saturn Girl does.
She's basically just learned the anti-life equation into her own. Like
That's
just
not a
took
bad
it,
way to look at it.
right?
That's
And
not a bad way
so-
to look at it.
So she's got to deal with that now, and we'll see how that unfolds. We get a really weird end here where she's like seeing everything, and then she sees like,
And then sees Time Trappers.
yeah, and like
Where I was
he's
kind of like, what? Why? Like, I'm wondering, and this is a shot in the dark here.
Yeah.
But why the hell not? It's DC K.O, so like everything's a shot in
Yeah.
the dark, honestly, and nothing matters. So I'm wondering, because the language here, and I don't remember exactly, and I can't quite read it on the screen, but it talks like she saw a glimmer of something right here. Okay, yeah, but for a moment she saw a glimpse of something else, a light that shined. And then we see Time Trapper here.
Time
So
Trapper.
I'm wondering if somehow she managed to get into contact with Time Trapper outside of Darkseid's like
like influence
knowledge. And so she kind of came to him and like helped initiate this plan that Time Trapper had.
some maybe even like unconscious willing of her like psychic self hits
Right.
him and is like, we're fucked. Like I don't know what, like it can't it's not rational, right? It's an emotional projection, but it's like
Yeah.
we are like, you need to help us. Like I don't know who
wondering
you
if
are.
it's kind of like almost like a Snape scenario, right? For those who are Harry Potter fans, where it's
Yeah.
like I am going to do my best to act like I am on this side, and so I'm gonna do some heinous crap in order to make it believable, but I'm playing the
Well,
long game, and
I
I'm working
kind of
for this
I
side.
kind of just remembered too. Saturn Girl is the only one who like has had a moment where she isn't like absolutely militant. Do you remember that way back in Superman when like she shows up just like in Smallville and she's like, I wanted to
Mhm.
get a glimpse of like what you are, why they worship you. Like
Yeah.
nobody else has ever like struck out on their own like that. Like they're always
Yeah.
in a team, like it's always two of them, and they're always doing a specific thing at Darkseid's request. So like
Mhm.
maybe that's it. You might be onto something there. And that would actually be kind of interesting. I'll be honest, I hit this panel and I don't know what to think. I
Yeah.
hit it and I'm just like,
That's the only thing that comes to mind for me based on what we see here. And I'm
yeah,
like, might be cool.
might be cool.
But it's DC K.O. and so my expectations.
Exactly, right? Like they're I'm not like angry at it, but I'm also not like like what's the right word? Not support. Like I'm not angry at it, but I don't have a lot of faith in it either.
Right.
So like
This has been one of the just kind of like weirdest events that we've had in a while, because it's not like it's Dark Crisis levels of offensive, right?
no.
But it's just kind of like, what
More
are we
it's
doing?
just pointless. Like that's what
Yeah.
it is. There feels like there's no consequence for either the absolute trinity or us, right? Like on
Mhm.
Earth Prime. None of the
I feel like
rules
I'm
matter.
just waiting for it to end so I can get to what happens next.
I'm waiting for
Rather
it to
than like
end.
looking forward to
Well,
what
because
the
like
next part of this
to
event
me,
is.
once we end, you and I will be able to like sit down, and other readers, of course, but like and place where everything is, and
Yeah,
it'll make sense or more sense
hopefully.
rather. Like
Hopefully.
I know, hopefully. For
Fingers
example,
crossed.
we didn't talk about it this week, but like Aquaman, right? In this week's Aquaman, Mara's mom, like teenage Mara's mom, is able to like summon Arthur back from the tournament and is like,
Somehow.
right, somehow. But then that wasn't even the issue for me. The issue was like, is the world not supposed to be dark-sideified right now? Like, how the fuck are
I
you
was
in the
about to say,
ocean?
isn't Earth supposed to basically a big fire pit at
Right,
this
so, like,
point?
And
How is there even ocean at all?
and nobody has said anything about it. Nobody has even made
Yeah.
a mention of like some weird rumblings off of Australia or whatever, right? It's just
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's so
The continuity is all screwed up, and it's screwed up everywhere, right? Because we look at really the only book, at least that I'm reading, that seems aligned with DC K.O. is the Superman
is
book.
Superman, yeah.
Because Batman isn't.
Batman's not. Even Flash being
Nightwing
tied
isn't.
in kind of isn't.
Flash is like secondary tied in,
Mm-hmm.
like not tied in as well as Superman is.
It doesn't
but it's
necessarily
tied in
have
better than
anything
everything
to
else.
do with the plot of DCKO, but it is facilitated by like we couldn't get to
Right.
this story without DCKO.
The Flash book right now is essentially them trying to justify not having any of the main Flashes in the KO event because
And
then
why
you
they
wouldn't
had
be able to
Jay,
excuse,
yeah.
like them being just the winner by default, right? Like
By
like you put Wally in that event, Wally just wins,
dude,
as far as I'm concerned, right?
I'm
Maybe
gonna go-
it comes down to Wally and Clark.
I'm gonna go
right?
like a step further and like cards where they're dealt. Wallace even, right? Like Jay is probably the only person, maybe Avery, that you put in there and is a reasonable like speed fighter. And that's you can tell that. Like you can tell they're really stretching for that. So with that all said, now let's go
It's
back
like,
to
please keep the Flash family out of this event as best as
like
possible.
any way you can. Like I kind of don't care how you do it. Just make sure they don't show up at this point, right? Like
Yeah.
because it will
They ruin everything.
ruin it. Yeah, it ruins everything.
Because they just win, right? Like if we take the DC universe seriously and the Speed Force and the Speed Force conduits seriously, like if Barry had his powers, Barry just wins if he's in the event. If Wally's in the event, he just wins.
I'm kind of okay
Bart,
with
even you put in Bart, unless it's Bart just being kind of like dumb, which okay, like that can be a thing.
It can be sold. Like you can
could
sell that.
Of those top three, which are the three strongest Speed Force conduits, Bart is the only one where you could sell me like he loses because
From being an
he's
idiot.
Bart and he does
Yeah.
something stupid, right? Because he's a little flighty.
I mean, we saw that right now in Wade's Flash, right? Like the why did you bring XS on the train, Bart? Like what are you doing here? Like things like that. Like just very small things that you don't necessarily, you can get why he wouldn't think of it, but also you get why it's, but you also get why it's important. Like everybody's upset that he did, because like don't put civilians in harm's way, right? Like it's a very basic hero thing. So I could believe it only if it was Bart. But from that, returning back to KO, we'll get into the fights now, and I think this is where a lot of our head scratching is going to come from, because
the fights were kind of underwhelming.
They're very underwhelming. So we have our Trinity. We're ready to go. First off, this is a personal one for me, right? Like
this was the moment that Mav was waiting for months now, almost
ever since we saw the concept art of Absolute Superman.
Basically a year then.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure all of our like longtime viewers remember, but I've been stoked on, I want his fists to like, that's a charge of energy. He can burst it out. I don't care if it's like a super punch or a Kamehameha. That's just, it looks like it's doing that.
So they're concentrated supernovas is what it is.
And we finally get it. And as the exact quote I said to Andrew was,
a 2-panel thing.
We finally got it, and it's in service of bullshit. Like this is so dumb. Like that makes me angry too, Andrew, because like it's pretty cool. He lets out a big blast. He gets he uses soul to form like a Green Lantern type fist, right? Like this should be cool, but like you said, that's it.
The pacing for it is just like, you only dedicated 4 panels
to Superman versus Superman, and then 2 to Wonder Woman. Like this is the Wonder Woman fight. They don't really brawl after this.
No, that's it.
Like, do you want to know, like, this kind of like irked me too, and it speaks to like the pacing and how all of this is sort of just thrown in that panel up there, panel 4, where he's clocking Absolute Superman. Like R. Clark is realizing like the cape is made of Krypton, and I'm like, my immediate thought went, oh fuck, Kal-El is essentially covered in kryptonite that doesn't hurt him, but it'll hurt Clark, and that doesn't happen. Like they just
nothing.
That he just goes, oh, it's from Krypton, and that's like, and that is it.
He just knows it's from Krypton. I don't know how.
That's a good. Yeah, what the hell? How do you know that? Like, shut up.
He knows it's from Krypton. Like, we know it's from Krypton, but how does our Clark know it's from Krypton?
Right. I will say, like, I think this is probably where Snyder's been probably focusing, because, like, the Absolute Batman stuff in this issue is pretty fun. Like,
the
right
Absolute
here.
Batman stuff is actually pretty. I will say this, like, that panel 1, 2, 3, 4,
I think it's 5,
6, 7, 8. Panel 8, where it's that close up on him there, that just looks really rad.
Oh, I'm too far in. Yeah, no, like with the red and everything, and
that's dope.
But I also love that, where it's like Luthor's like, the person coming at him is Batman, so he just uses elephant tranquilizers.
Oh yeah,
nope,
no, not good enough.
And then he's like, Joker. Yeah, he's like, Joker, go! Oh my god. So this is what I was referencing earlier, the like exceptionally stupid thing. Like,
this
Joker just goes.
Stupid.
This is what I'm talking about. This is that Zack Snyder thing I was talking about, where Joker all of a sudden goes like, I want to switch sides. And the heart goes, okay. But instead of like giving him even like his absolute form, which might have been interesting, or giving him Emperor anything,
he makes him like a parademon variant.
Which is like,
what?
That's not even really a power-up. Like, parademons get beaten by Batman that's how we started the New 52. Is that Batman is like already defeated like 4 different parademons before he stops that one that Hal grabs.
Oh my god, I keep knocking down my camera. My camera's like,
this is what it does to us, guys.
On my wow, I managed to like really screw that up somehow. Let me see if I can fix that a little bit. Come on. That made it worse somehow. Amazing. Hold on. I am so good at this. I'm a real YouTuber, guys. I promise. It's
not like he runs the Rippaverse socials and everything, or the streams. Control Z, nothing from him.
How did I manage to make this worse? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, you know what? That'll
work.
Good enough for now.
For the rest of the show, yeah.
Where in the crap did I put? Oh, right here. So yeah, in Volume 1 of New 52 Justice League, right? It kicks off, and this was always annoying to me. Like, it starts with Darkseid. Like, we're starting with Darkseid, really? Okay.
And then so he gets beaten too. So like, okay,
exactly. It's
we've
like,
done it
so
once, we can do it
our
again.
power scaling is kind of weird right now, right? So yeah, the team is kicking around parademons right from jump, and this was the maybe to say the worst possible choice you could have made.
I think so.
Is excessive because maybe there's something I'm not thinking of.
I
But
don't
it's
know,
bad.
dude. But it's like
It's
in
bad.
terms of like let's put it on paper. You have an event where a completely like omnipotent object essentially can pull from the entirety of the omniverse and do whatever the hell it wants, and it makes you a parademon. Like why would, to me, I was like, where's Omega Joker? Like just infuse him with like a shitload of Omega energy, and you've got like a ticking murderous time bomb. But
Yeah.
no, they just kind of techno him out, and like it does not give him an advantage, guys. Like he straight up, I think he
No,
shoots,
it doesn't do anything.
I think he shoots someone once. Oh no, that's right. That's what he does. He rips out the kryptonite from Lex's suit,
and
and
then gives
that's
it
it.
to Ab's bat.
Which, admittedly, an amazing moment. Like this is comic books.
It
right
results
here.
in our thumbnail for
It
the
does.
evening.
And dude, did you notice like in panel that'll be, I guess, technically 5, like the first one of Bats, like he's using his arms again, which like his bat legs to like run him forward, and I'm like, that's so terrifying. Like this is what you and I got here, was kind of like what we've been wanting from all of our guys the entire time, but they've been very hesitant to give us, which, to be fair, I'm going to trust Aaron and Thompson and Snyder and say there's probably a reason why we haven't gone this far, but it's still just like,
It's
finally,
finally,
I think so.
thing
I genuinely
in
think
terms
so.
of their solo books.
But yeah,
I'm willing to believe that just based on the quality they've been giving us so far. Like,
and
I kind
that's,
of trust them.
Yeah, that's
on
where
that.
I'm kind of on that page with you. But
At least those three, like Lemire, and Lemire's a man.
But
Lemire's actually a good writer.
Maybe you and I, we talked about, you and I might have to have a talk about like, is he done? Because like JSA, Absolute Flash, what's happening here? Like
JSA was bad.
Like again, aside from our Jesse like point, like all of it was bad. Like it just a bad
like
book.
Jesse was the one that was like personally
like that was personal,
but the rest of it was just not good.
Like it was just really, really bad. But returning to the fight, so I did forget, we do get like a one pager battle between everybody.
Right there, that top panel of
I like it though. I really like that one.
Creepy. I was like, oh, what is going on?
Oh, like she is like nullified almost, right?
Yeah.
And this is also like, it's funny. We haven't seen Sacrifice, her lasso, since she became Medusa and stopped the Tetracide.
Yeah,
but then this week it shows up both times.
I was about to say, yeah, ironically enough, in both this week's KO and this week's Wonder Woman annual, it has
like,
a large
it's
part.
It's very much in here. I will say before we move on, it's a fine, again, playing the cards we're dealt. We know it's not going to be epic. Whatever we get here, it's fine. I will say, Andrew, did you notice like she puts on Sacrifice and then like changes? But there's only really like that one panel of our Diana going like, oh, bright light. And then she's the dragon. And I'm like, feels like you could have done something a little more epic there.
It was rushed.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, just a little more there. So then we go to our Supermen, which is what Andrew and I were talking about earlier. It's really nothing. It's the classic two Supermen analogs clash. They just hit each other, make a big boom, and power 52 megatons, which I laughed at because there's that number, the 52. Like I was like, DC, you love it.
Like you can't pull the wool over my eyes.
Right, exactly. But then from there we do get. I will say I loved this moment. Right, like
this actually, like this page might have been my favorite page in.
I think so too, because if you guys, we haven't really hit on it, but one of the framing devices for DC K.O. has been Clark remembering a game night he had with Diana, Bruce, and Lois right before like everything happened. I do too. I always like,
you gotta have a bonding exercise, right?
And you gotta like bond outside of work, right? Like it makes sense, and I really I did like it. So that's been like the setup, and then playing like you have to like want to win, and you gotta like roll the die, like just a lot of those metaphors and stuff. But in this page, we flash back, and Clark is getting really upset, and he's like, like Batman always wins, like, but of course, like, it's because Batman's cheating, and Bruce goes like, I don't cheat, and Soups goes like, if you need a 4, you get a 4. If you need a 2, you get a 2. Don't tell me you're not using some bat gadget. And Bruce goes, you want to know the truth? The truth is, I learned the precise imperfections in the dice the first few times I held them. It's a technique I learned in my training years. So yes, I roll what I want to roll, but it's not cheating. It's called being Batman.
Being Batman.
And I'm like,
that might be okay. So we're in 2026 now. And we're only in February. We've got a long ways to go. But that I'm gonna put that up as a nominee, an early nominee for like line of the year.
This like right now it's
last year's winner was like
Get Silver Age with me. And this to me feels like
there was no contender.
And this feels like it's evocative of that, where it's like it's honoring everything of DC while also playing with it, right? Like, because guy, this is what I told you. It's like we all know Batman does this shit. I mean, in Brave and the Bold, there's the whole running joke about like, oh, I learned that from Tibetan monks, and it's one of those things where if you don't get super into it, you can kind of just hand wave it as like Batman trained. Yeah, of course he did. It's Batman. You would expect that, right? And so, yeah, just it's not cheating. It's called being Batman.
It's called being Batman. Like, and that, like, I read that and was like, all right, Snyder. All right.
That's I read that and I was like, that is the thesis of all of Snyder's like work, like from Court of Owls was. It's called being Batman. Like that's what he's been doing this entire time, and it's perfect. But here comes
handling Batman is chef's kiss.
I don't even know if I ever want to see anybody else do it ever again. But so then we get our connection back to Night Fight, and that's why we're talking about Batman cheating and rolling the dice. Because if you guys remember, he beat the Omega Heart. Like first he mother boxed himself out of captivity, then the Omega Heart trapped him and put him through all of his trials. And he still beat that. Yeah, like for cheating. And so then he lets him go back into the competition. And this is where it gets really weird because we see like the portal panel thing opening. Oh, no, Andrew, holy shit. I just realized, and this is still on DC, that's the skeleton dragon thing. That's absolute Diana breathing fire down on Diana. That's not a portal opening from the sky, which is what we originally thought it was.
Oh,
like it's really hard to see.
Yeah, no, that's absolute there's Diana.
There's some teeth right there. Okay. Yeah, you can see that, like very bare. But that's okay. So I originally was gonna say he pops up in a portal in the sky, and then is in a position behind Joker to stab him because that's what happens. Batman shows up, drives a sword right through Joker, a la how Joker took him out of the tournament. Which I don't like. I asked you this, like. Does that not feel weird? Even it being a tournament and like kind of knowing the rules?
Yeah, it feels like I was trying to justify this in my mind, and maybe it was because I do when it comes to Batman, I do believe in Snyder.
Absolutely,
Scott Snyder specifically, not Zach.
God forbid.
I think what we're being led to believe here, and this is maybe making a few inferences, right? Batman having come back from the other realm and whatnot, right, where he was dealing with all those trials, he maybe has an understanding that the other people here don't, that like being taken out in this event doesn't
that's
mean
true.
you're
That's
dead,
right.
dead.
You're right, because he's actually experienced
you just cast out of the event.
Yeah. Okay, I can get behind that.
Like,
and he
you're
also
kicked out of the tournament.
And he also knows that like they're fighting for the Omega Heart, which lets you do anything. So it's like, I'll Dragon Ball it, I'll bring him back or something. Okay.
Yeah.
It sits better with me now in that way, because at first it was just like
it's still like slightly on the iffy side, but it's like this is probably what their justification was, and I'm willing to be like, all right,
benefit of the doubt. Like I will err on the side. Yeah, exactly. Pretty freaking much. And as you and I have hit, like this is a somewhat rushed issue. Like it just feels like it. But from there, we get our absolute Batman showdown, which I think, you and I loved because it's our Batman. Like you know, this is what he says. They're about to clash. Let's do it, rich boy. And then our Bruce goes, you know, I fought a lot of Batmen lately, but that is the ugliest bat symbol I've ever seen.
He's
and
not wrong.
But then, like, I love the counter, though, because, like, Absolute spikes out, and he goes, like, how about now? And Bruce still just goes, like, it's girl. Like, he acknowledges it, but he's still
He acknowledges
Bruce.
him as a threat, right?
Right. He's like, well, that's better, but I'm still Batman. And, yeah, we get a...
I'm just, like, bummed that... Because I feel like there should have been an issue that
For
was
all of them.
basically split into or at most
Yeah,
an
or
issue split
yes,
into
yes.
3 parts.
That's better. That's way better.
Right? So you got a whatever, let's just say 24-page issue or something like that. Divide that up with
However,
a couple page variants for like some of the other material.
So you get like
you get
6 or
pages that are
7 pages or so.
dedicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, dedicated 6 pages of fight between the Absolute Trinity. Like,
It would have been way
guys,
better.
That's what we wanted to see.
It would have been a way better use of our time than fucking boss battle. Right? Like, boss battle should have been
me that I read that.
so much fun. Annabelle, everybody, the spooky doll doesn't do anything spooky. Congratulations.
I swear I saw you move. Oh my god.
So dumb. Like, I hate it so. I'm not even an Annabelle fan, but I'm like, that's the one that makes me so offended because it literally didn't do anything. Like,
I actually like those movies because the Conjuring universe is actually my
well, like
favorite.
I like them,
franchise,
but I mean, it's like I'm not like a super fan, right? Like I'm not like us with the like. I like them, but like even still, like what the hell are you guys doing? Like why was she even there?
It was
so bad.
That was
so bad.
Worst part of this event thus far.
But I do like the fact that Batman's fight lasts a little longer because, you know, Arbats uses his tech. He hits him with like a sticky gas grenade, but it doesn't take him out. Like Batman is still sort of up, and he uses his awesome like bat talons to like throw him into the wall. Wonder Woman, you know, everybody starts like clocking each other, and this is where we finally catch up to Superman hitting Booster. So I guess a bit of a spotty review, but essentially, you know, we hit the story element of it, which is Darkseid is pulling them from the future, and it's really disappointing. And then we also, I mean, we did get that really cool Saturn Girl theory from Andrew, but then we went back for the fight specifically because this is still emblematic of how like none of this makes sense or matters and how it kind of wastes everything. I mean, like even right here, the way Superman tries to free Absolute Superman from Darkseid
with my heat vision, like,
and I'm gonna melt out
I'm
gonna melt out like the Darkseid from his molecular structure. I was like
how does that even make any sense?
That,
If
like,
you are
Clark,
attacking something with something at a molecular level, you're not cleansing it, you are eradicating it.
Right. So I was like, you're killing him essentially. I mean,
yeah.
Soul pops up, or I guess not. It's not Soul anymore, but his crystal, you know, protects him from it. But it was still just like what are we trying here, Clark? Like, why is that your first move? And then, yeah, because it does. Obviously, I think it is the booster hit that frees everybody, but it's still just like, what the heck? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, he clocked Booster hard enough to where I think it was a twofer. So I think what it did is that it essentially, I try to think of it in D&D terms. So, you know, when you have concentration spells.
Oh, yeah.
Right? To where you have to maintain concentration in order to maintain the effect of said spell. So the way that I tried viewing this was when Clark clocked Booster, who is the possessed
Darkseid,
you know, avatar for Darkseid, Omega Darkseid, that broke his concentration for whatever the spell was that he had.
I think you're right, yeah.
Over our Absolute Trinity, right? So that freed them of that. However, at the same time, I think that also broke Darkseid's spirit out of Booster, because it's immediately after that we get Darkseid actually manifest.
See, I'm with you, but I saw that more as like going back to Thanos, like, okay, I'll do it myself, right? Like, okay, like I screwed up, I lost him, fuck it, like I'm gonna clean it up, like I'm here. Like that's kind of what I saw.
And you might be right. You might be right.
You might be too. Like it could go either way, because there is that moment here where Clark is looking at like Booster and he says like he has no hold over you anymore. And then he like blasts something or somebody with his heat vision. And I don't know what is he burning it out still?
I don't know what's happening in that
I
panel.
could not tell you if he's hitting Booster, if he's like repowering Cal. It's really, really weird. It's just, again, it's missing. There are missing just little bits that we need to like get the full like layout of where everything is, of context, I guess. And
yeah,
that's just DC K.O. in a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
This one feels more
it's par for the course for this event.
I will say, like, 4 here, it felt more like they got caught by like their limitation instead of rather like just not caring. Because that's what the other ones felt like, where it's like, where's the rule here? Like, you have 17 more pages. What are we doing? And here it's like, oh, we see that like, oh, they're rushing it, which is like, it's not an excuse, but I guess like it sits slightly better with me. Still not great.
Right.
Still upsetting. But yeah, that's DC K.O. for us this week. Any final thoughts you want to put on this before we head out of here?
Nah.
This is an awful splash page too. Like, it's just bad.
It's not. Yeah, it's weak. Like, I forget the artist's name for this one. It didn't jive with me for most of the book.
It is it's still Javi Fernandez.
So I feel like he had some like really good panels, like that Bruce close up, absolute Bruce close up. Like, that looks really cool. But then there were a lot of other ones that,
like,
there were a lot of other ones that just like felt super off. And so it, like, that Clark right there, he's ugly. Why is our Clark ugly?
That's sort of what I have found with his art. Like, he's not necessarily bad, but I get a lot of the Terry Dodson without Rachel around, right? Where like it's very loose. It's very not like, I don't know. It's just like, it's not on that point. And that's why, like, I haven't bought any other DC K.O. covers or anything really related. I only bought that one because foil, Trinity, and it's a good piece. Like, it's actually good. So I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Like, why did you put him on this book? He's not necessarily bad, but you've got other people who are really good. You have your...
Where the hell's Sandoval?
That's what... Like, yeah, that's a good question.
Because he hasn't even been on every issue of...
No, he's been...
Absolute Superman. In fact, there's been more issues that he hasn't been on than he has.
As of the last one, yeah, I don't know. That's like, a good question.
He would have been good for this event.
I know, like, you and I regularly share, like, oh, here's a variant cover he's doing. But that's, like... okay, yes. In context, understanding everything, you know, me and Andrew know the comic, like, industry, but, like, relatively, that's not as intensive heavy as, like, to take you away from doing another book.
No, it's not. And, well, that's also why you see a lot of artists that'll just try and be pinup and cover artists.
True.
Because, one, it's less intensive, and it also pays more. You charge higher for your cover rate than you do for your interior page rate. And it's less work. And so... Shout
out to Art Germ. The man locked it down.
Right, dude. Man, he locked it down. Friggin' Campbell, right?
Like, oh, yeah.
You guys just make your living off of
Campbell
covers.
had to put in his due, though. Campbell did do interiors for a little bit.
He did put his...
Art Germ did not. Art Germ just said, I make really good portraits and pinups. Hire me.
And he was correct. And DC
Absolutely
and Marvel
correct.
both believed him and said, you are correct. We'll just commission you for covers, right?
And like, I'm sure their sales would not even look as... They're bad, but they would look even worse right now if he wasn't doing covers for them. Like, it would be really, really, really
it's
bad.
Not even a question. It's not even a question.
But speaking of things that are really bad, I guess we'll say good night to DC K.O. We'll check in on you with issue 5, our surprise issue that you and I had no idea was coming. But I think that's all we've got for the week. Anything else you wanted to hit before we get out of here?
Honestly, there wasn't enough else to really talk about. Like, we quick hit. We kind of talked about Aquaman already,
and we hit the main thing of that. Yeah,
the big ones were really KO and Venom, and honestly, even though I didn't actually expect it to be a larger hit, but we actually talked about Immortal Legend Batman's finale.
I know that actually took us like more time.
Just kind of genuinely enjoyed it, and it was just a fun book.
It's one of those books
where
where
anything ridiculous, you know,
it
was just fun.
every time you and I read a book that's like, oh, we're just checking, like, it's fun. You and I tend to be like, we get lost in it more than we get lost in like, these are the ones we're supposed to be reading because things are happening.
Right, because it's the main stuff where stuff's supposed to matter, but instead this book where nothing actually matters in the grand scheme of things, it wound up being more
It was
fun.
just way more fun. Yeah. So,
Yeah, like the only other thing would have been, the annual for Absolute Wonder Woman. And we can hit that when
oh yeah,
the
we'll
next
hit that
issue comes
because
around.
I'm sure that'll play into a lot of our upcoming
Yeah.
lore with what they talked about with all the goddess stuff, all the helmets and all that really cool stuff. But it's a really good annual, guys. I would check
The
it out.
art is beautiful, and the story is just like really, really.
It's
well
really
told.
insanely like I love this Diana's like she reminds me of like this is the Diana where it's like I want to be that. She reminds me of how good we can all be as a person, right?
This is the Diana that like reminds you, hey, like be the best version of yourself, and
Right.
like believe in the best in people even when they show you otherwise.
and
Right.
just like try to not only see the best in them but also like extend them grace, extend them courtesy. Like we had an entire issue where it's like Medusa hates her and is attacking her, but there's a reason and like we work through it and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? So
It was so good.
definitely
It was
check
like
it out.
it was a story of like redemption and forgiveness and
And like love,
just
like actual
and
like
yes.
love, not even like
So
romantic
freaking
love.
good.
Just
No,
so
just
good.
like brotherly love or sisterly
Sisterly
love.
love,
The kind of love
yeah,
you
whatever you
show to
wanna
your
put
fellow
that.
human being.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Compassion is probably the best way to put it.
That probably is.
It was a
ANCAP
story of
says,
compassion.
I have nothing, haven't made it to my LCS yet. Well, I wouldn't feel bad about it. I feel like that's becoming a bit of a trend. I feel like you and I have missed our like a week or two more often lately. I don't know. Maybe it's just beginning of the year, but definitely go get your stuff. Go get that annual Tex. And yeah, I think we'll head out of here. Andrew, what do we want to promote for you when as we get out of here? What do you got tonight?
So a few things.
Donate to his GoFundMe for Absolute Carnage Omnibus.
You freaking hell. So I would say please be on the lookout for those of you who supported Ripazine number 5. I know it's currently listed as sold out and not available on our website. It was we still have to reassess inventory numbers after we fulfill all the pre-orders, but at present it is across the board our fastest selling out issue of the Ripazine.
Not even surprised.
The only thing that's available right now for it, aside from like the t-shirt and posters, are the CGC editions. And I'm surprised those are honestly still available. So we're expecting the CGCs back from Florida. They're in transit. Like we're expecting them this week. It's just a matter of like, do they arrive tomorrow? Like what is it?
Yeah.
Right. As soon as those arrive, our team is basically ready to start shipping out orders. And so then you guys just got to let me know what you thought of the early years introduction to my character and his supporting cast. Hopefully you enjoy him and I get to write more. I have a lot more already written, so it's a matter of like my hope is that y'all's responses are so strong in the positive direction that Eric is like, okay. Eric and Carol, because Carol's our assistant,
of course,
EIC, that they're like, hey, all right, so what do you have for us? And I can just be like, here's 300 pages worth. This is the first 6 issues.
At base, how can they ignore like all the freaking fan art you're getting? Like you're getting so much awesome fan art like all the time. Like people love Blue Shift. They want Blue Shift.
There's more out of official contest fan art for Blue Shift, for Zephyr than any of our other characters right now. And that's really humbling.
That's awesome.
And like I'm so thankful for it because it's all so cool to look at.
It really is, guys.
We've got some incredibly talented fans in our fan base, and it's really awesome to see. So thank you to those people who have spent any level of time of their time and talents on my characters. Aside from that, I would say please look forward to, I'm trying to wrangle my schedule to be able to do at least one solo gaming stream a week.
Oh, finally.
For like my own like relaxation purposes and just kind of chatting with you guys, because I actually enjoy that. The Sunday night, community streams, those are fun, but they're also like
it's a different vibe.
So it's stressful as hell, right? So there's that as well. Look for that. And then please check out Room of Requirement, which is Mary's and my Harry Potter lore channel, where we're trying to, so we're approaching it from a couple of different angles. We're approaching it primarily from the tone of we are instructors at Hogwarts and we are trying to teach people who are watching the videos, but we have all sorts of different levels. So we have videos that are geared towards people who are already familiar with the material. And so there's some deep cut stuff that might have people like, oh, wow, like I forgot that was a thing, or like I
Right.
didn't even know that was a thing. And then we have some stuff that's also meant to be like very beginner friendly and entry level because we know we've got the new reboot franchise coming out through HBO or Netflix or wherever it's
Right.
going to be
Yeah.
at this point. It's definitely not going to be Paramount. Uh, so that those newbies can take a look and be like, oh, so that like I can get on the like the earlier stuff, right?
Right.
Um, and then
Get a fuller, deeper understanding.
yeah, and then it's been continually being teased that Hogwarts Legacy is getting a follow-up.
Oh, it will.
And
It's the only
Warner
thing
Brothers
Warner's
would be
has.
foolish not
Yeah.
to because it made so much freaking money. So hopefully that catches on, and we're putting our best foot forward and putting a lot of effort into it. And Mary has done a really great job.
Yes,
editing
she
the
has.
videos,
Shout out to Bear.
as has Dylan and Trace. So I just write scripts and then they do all the cool, pretty stuff with it.
Yeah, right.
So like I do the least.
They're his
of all of
Andrew.
them.
He's me.
Yeah.
They're his Andrew.
Exactly. Like I just write scripts. They do all the actual hard work. So God bless them. And so thank you guys for checking those out. Please subscribe. Check out the videos. Even if you're
Absolutely.
like only tangentially familiar with Harry Potter, give it a look. I'm pretty proud of the quality of the stuff that we put out.
No, they're great. I love them.
Please give it a look.
Yeah, guys, as all, I did drop the link. It should be pinned on our YouTube, so go over there, give them a follow, check out those videos. As for me, boundingintocomics.com every day for new news. That's all I've really got. Streams will be coming back really soon. Still taking care of some things, but I have to pee really, really bad. So we're gonna hit the outro, and we're gonna go to the bathroom. We're gonna jump out of here, guys. So take it easy, everybody. We love you. We'll see you next week, and off to the bathroom.
God bless and Godspeed.
Never before have we had greater face a complex, rapidly changing world. Think of it a moment.
It is a world in which supersonic speeds are commonplace. It is a world that has seen the coming of the atomic bomb. It has seen the rise of the total state, the dictator, and the mass man. It is a world of new sensations, new excitements, new distractions.
So much to be learned by so many in so little time.
And I suppose you're here with no agenda, as per usual?
On the contrary, I'm here for comics. What kind of man are you anyway? I'm talking comics and you bring up chicks and romance?